why. Start करते हैं. Why. Good evening, Indians. Namaskara, Bengaluru. Namaskara, Bengaluru. Friends, we have gathered here to celebrate our centenary celebration of our great bank, Syndicate Bank, which gave us bread and butter. So, it is our duty to remember our founders for their sacrifice and for having laid a strong foundation to our beloved bank. Syndicate Bank, faithful and friendly, where service is a way of life. These are the slogans of our great bank. So now I request the guests to come to the dais. We request Hemant Paiji, our president, to escort K. Ramanayak ji, GM, chief guest of our function. Welcome, sir. Now I request Sri Ashok Malya ji to escort Srinivas Alse ji to the dais. Welcome, sir. Now I request K. Shankar Bhatt ji to escort Sri Stephen Vasji to the dais. Okay, so we'll take some time. Then we'll. Okay. I request Mrs. Chaya Rao ji to escort Mrs. Shaila Andar Jayashilanji to the dais. Welcome. Now I request M.S. Acharya ji to escort Sri Srinivasan ji to the dais. Welcome, sir. Now I request Sri Raghuveer Shaneji to give invocation. Yeah. So I request Shankar Bhatji to escort our Stephen Vazji, retired GM, to the dais. Welcome, sir. So I request Sri Raghuveer Shaneji to give invocation. So it is our tradition to remember our God for their blessings. Sri Raghuveer Shaneji.
With a small Ganesh Vandar. ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ವರ ನಿನಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸುವೆ ನಿನ್ನಯ ದಿವ್ಯನಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸುವೆ ನಿನ್ನಯ ದಿವ್ಯನಾಮ ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ವರ ನಿನಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸುವೆ ನಿನ್ನಯ ದಿವ್ಯನಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸುವೆ ನಿನ್ನಯ ದಿವ್ಯನಾಮ ವಿಘ್ನ ವಿನಾಶಕ ವಿದ್ಯಾಪ್ರದಾಯಕ ವಿಘ್ನ ವಿನಾಶಕ ವಿದ್ಯಾಪ್ರದಾಯಕ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯ ನೀಡೋ ಶ್ರೀವರದಾಯಕ ವಿದ್ಯೆಯ ನೀಡೋ ಶ್ರೀವರದಾಯಕ ಚರಣ ಕಮಲ ನಿನ್ನ ಪೂಜಿಪನು ದಿನ ಚರಣ ಕಮಲ ನಿನ್ನ ಪೂಜಿಪನು ದಿನ ಪಾವನಗೊಳಿಸೋ ಶ್ರೀ ಶಾಂತಿಧಾಮ ಪಾವನಗೊಳಿಸೋ ಶ್ರೀ ಶಾಂತಿಧಾಮ ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ವರ ನಿನಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಪ್ರಣಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸುವೆ ನಿನ್ನಯ ದಿವ್ಯನಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸುವೆ ನಿನ್ನಯ ದಿವ್ಯನಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಿಸುವೆ ನಿನ್ನಯ ದಿವ್ಯನಾಮ.
Now, lighting the lamp, I request our chief guest, Ram Naik ji, President Hemant ji, Shankar Bhatji, Alse ji, and Vaz ji to light the lamp and inaugurate the function.
सर्वाम्बुदं कामोर्थं आरोग्यं धनसम्पदा तदा वै भगवान् ब्रह्मा दीपदानमकल्पयत् दीपदानमकल्पयत् शुभं करोतु कल्याणं शुभं करोतु कल्याणं शुभं करोतु कल्याणं शुभं करोतु कल्याणं दीपज्योति परब्रह्मं दीपज्योति जनार्दन दीपज्योति परब्रह्मं दीपज्योति जनार्दन दीपे हरतु मे पापं प्रथम दीपं नमोस्तुते शुभं करोतु कल्याणं शुभं करोतु कल्याणं शुभं करोतु कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदा शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपं ज्योति नमोस्तुते दीपं ज्योति नमोस्तुते शुभं करोतु कल्याणं 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 शुभं करोतु कल्याणम.
Thank you, all the guests, for the lighting of the lamps. Now I request Hemanji, President, to give a welcome address.
Hello. Sri Ram Naik, today's chief guest of Centenary celebration of Syndicate Bank, and my distinguished colleagues on the dais, and brothers and sisters of Syndicate family. As you are all aware, Syndicate Bank was set up in 1925 by three visionaries, innovative thinkers and industrialists, namely V.S. Kudva, Sri T. Upender Pai and Sri T.M.A. Pai. They were all legends in their own time. V.S. Kudva set up CPC, Canara Public Conveyance, a transport logistical firm, set up Navbharata printing press, brought out Navbharata Daily, Kannada Daily, set up Canara Springs, which was the original equipment suppliers of springs to all big truck and heavy vehicle manufacturers. And Syndicate Bank prospered because of the innovative thinking of these founders. In 1928, they introduced pygmy deposit scheme, where the collector would go to the door to door to collect as low as 25 paisa, charana. And that became so popular that all other banks were compelled to introduce similar systems, collection deposits. Then, then our agriculture finance, it was very well said that Indian farmers suffered from the vagaries of nature and was always gambling with the monsoon, and bankers are wary of financing the agriculturists. But Syndicate Bank was one of the first to finance agriculturists. They set up a separate department, agriculture finance department, recruited our agriculture graduates and made them as RDOs. And one of our distinguished Ms. Srinivasan, with his varied experience, will be throwing better light on this issue when he is speaking. Then we had brought in financing of industrial units, and to do that, we thought of employing engineers. And in the first batch, Mr. Gudisagar, Dinesh Pai and all were brought in, and because of their work ethics and capabilities, bank went for massive recruitment of engineers. Myself, Ullas Prabhu, Sripad Sastri, we are all the beneficiaries of this scheme, and we are able to do some justice to the industrial finance. Then we are all the time, we are saying corporate finance, export finance, like a special, but our founding fathers had already done such things. Large advances were concentrated in very few big branches. They were namely Gandhinagar branch, NS Road, Hyderabad, Armenian Street, main branch, Chennai, like that they are doing like that. That means all the innovatives know what RBI claims were already implemented by our founding fathers. It is really a good achievement. And we are one of the first to go for all women branches, thereby empowering the women. Lady sitting here, Shaila, she is an embodiment of empowerment of women power, encouraged by Syndicate Bank, and she will be throwing more light when her turn comes to speak. And for our BFF engineer, our senior mentor, Mr. Goldsagar. But I think he is somewhere delayed. He'll be coming now. Yes. So, on behalf of all of you, we will be welcoming him a little later. And our Shankar Bhatti, our General Secretary, was a born trade unionist. And he was so good in presenting the cases that management thought it fit to promote him and offered him several times. But to his credit, Shankar Bhatt refused the allurement of promotion and retired as a clerk. This speaks volumes about his commitment to the cause. He was very committed and diligent in his work ethics. So was our mentor, Mr. Alseji. He is also born trade unionist and has been guiding not only our units, but also he was a philosopher, friend and guide to others. All these are something great. Sri Namnaik, the chief guest, when we contacted him, he immediately agreed. And next, when we said we'll be presenting the official invitation, he said, he is such a simple man. He said, there is no need. You please send by WhatsApp. That's how and by sheer dint of his hard work and capabilities, he managed to rise up in the ranks, and today he is general manager for general administration vertical. And I am sure with his hard work, intelligence, experience, he will rise up further in the ladder. I extend warm welcome to all those dignitaries who are sitting in the dais, and we also extend very warm welcome to all our audience. It was very nice. I think there are a lot of hiccups. It is inevitable. Something we have to grin and bear. So, is welcome. I conclude my speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hemantji, for your welcome address and also giving a view of our founders and legacy of our syndicate bank. I recognize the presence of Sri Jayesh Shaneji, Ganesh Kamatji, Satish Kamatji, Ullas Prabhuji, S.S. Balakrishnaji, Aitalji, and Venkatesh Mahaleji, and also Mr. K.V. Rao. So now it is the time for honoring the guest. Ms. Kamala. Kamala and team, please. Kamala. First shawl ಕೊಡಿ. ಒಂದು ಶಾಲು ಒಂದು ಗಾರ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಗಾರ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಗಾರ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಶಾಲು ಮತ್ತೆ ಗಾರ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮತ್ತೊಬ್ರು ಪಾಟ್ ಕೊಡಿ. I request Hemant Pai ji to honor our chief guest Sri Ramanayak ji. Now I request K.S. Bhattji to honor our guest Stephen Vazji. Shankar Bhattji. I ask Raghuveer Shane ji to honor Stephen Vaz. Okay. ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. Now I request Mrs. Chaya Rao ji to honor Mrs. Shaila Andar. Now I request Ashok Malya ji to honor Sri Srinivas Valse ji. Thank you. And I ask M.S. Acharya ji to honor Sri Srinivasan ji. Thank you. Yeah. Now our another guest, Sri Gudi Sagar ji has arrived. So I request Sripal Shastri ji to escort him to the dais. Yeah, I request Sripa Shastri ji to honor Sri Gudisagar ji. So, thank you very much for all the guests for accepting our honor. Thank you, sir. Now I request our guests. First, I call upon Mr. Srinivas Alseji to speak on the occasion.
My dear chief guests, and other dignitaries here, and my colleagues. I am happy to associate myself with this centenary celebration. Last year, in Udupi, in Amrit Garden, a centenary celebration was held. It was held in an excellent manner. Likewise, today, I am happy to note that this centenary celebration is being celebrated with good number of delegates. No doubt, Syndicate Bank is no more. It is merged with Canara Bank. But however, we in Syndicate Bank formed a society, Syndicate Bank Employees House Building Cooperative Society in 1974. And this society was formed by Sri Y.S. Muhammad Ali, but within 1 year he left the country and the bank. And within 3-4 years, we formed a layout of Magdi Road. This is called as Syndicate Bank Colony. Likewise, in 1983, we launched another project of Magdi Road near Herohalli, consisting of some 40 acres of land, and there are almost 400 sites. That is called Syndicate Bank layout. Nobody can change this Syndicate Bank colony and Syndicate Bank layout as Canara Bank colony and Canara Bank layout. The name is immortalized, Syndicate Bank colony and Syndicate Bank layout. I joined the bank in the year 1966 as a trainee. Training was held in Udupi Mukunda Nivas. U.L. Rao and L.J. Martis, two iconic figures, eruditious and gentlemen to the core. I still remember both of them. After my training, I was posted to Brahmavara branch as a trainee for 80 rupees as stipend. I worked there for 1 week, and thereafter I was told to go to Gokarna branch. It must be in the year 1966 October. I started from my village, Airodi, to Gokarna. After crossing so many rivers, I lost count of it. One is Gangolli, another is Sharavati, and then Aganashini. So after crossing all these rivers, I reached Gokarna in the evening. Nowadays, bridges are there, but in those days, no bridges were there. So after crossing all these rivers, I reached Gokarna. And to my astonishment, I found that the manager was none other than Parampalli Padmanabha Hande. Parampalli is near my village also, popularly known as PP Hande. Because I was getting just 80 rupees, he was alone in the quarters. He told me to stay with him. In the early morning, he used to give me a cup of coffee. Then, because he is also alone, we used to go to the hotel in the afternoon and night. I was there for about 5 months as a trainee, and I was given the probationary order on 1st of March 1967. He was in the branch for about another 2 months. Then he was transferred to Ankola branch. While going, he told me to complete the CIB as early as possible so I may get promotion in the bank. Actually, he has not completed his CIB, but he encouraged me to complete the CIB. I should tell about Sri P.P. Hande. He's a hard worker, a taskmaster, and well disciplined. I remember him because I treat him as my mentor, because he told me to work in the bank hard, and I also used to work from morning 7 o'clock, being a trainee, getting 80 rupees, because I was staying with him from morning 7 o'clock till night. I used to work almost 12 hours. Then I was transferred to Bangalore. As per his advice, in Gokarna itself, I appeared for CIB. I am happy to say that I completed both first part and second part in one go, and with the distinction in first part. After coming to Bangalore, I came into contact with Mr. Muhammad Ali. I became the member of SBSA, and I was thinking about promotion by the time Muhammad Ali left the country in the month of May 1975. Then I was the Assistant Secretary of SBSA. So naturally I was asked to look after the association for about 3 months, because he will be absent from the country for 3 months. He went on leave for 3 months. So he went on leave in the month of May 1975, and on 25th June 1975, emergency was declared. And during emergency, as you know, our sister organization, Canara Bank Corporation Guild, the General Secretary, Mr. K.K. Kenny, he was imprisoned. Likewise, our Vijay Bank unit, Subbay Shetty, he was also arrested under MISA. Of course, both of them came out of the prison with the help of Justice Rama Joyce. So, during emergency, these BMS affiliated unions were very much hit. Our BMS General Secretary, State General Secretary, Mr. Alampalli Venkatram, State President, both of them were jailed. So even our cyclostyrene machine, it was also confiscated by the Uparpet police under the ground that some anti-emergency literature was being printed. So we had difficult days during those times. So by the time, by November 20th, Muhammad Ali resigned from the job. And because of emergency, I thought that I should work for the association. So since December 1975, I became the General Secretary of SBSA. My first departmental inquiry was in the year 1976 in the month of January. And the inquiry officer was none other than Mr. K. Rangaswamy. That was my first inquiry. And number of charges were leveled against the attender who was the charge sheeted employee. Dismissal was sure. That was my first inquiry. So I appeared for the inquiry as a defense representative. But fortunately, during the course of inquiry, I found that the manager, or I think it was STC principal, he was also involved in some other, he was also had some problem was there with him. So during the course of inquiry, I proved that the employee was almost innocent, but the manager who was responsible for the charge sheeting the employee had some problem. And this was reported to KK by Rangaswamy. In those days, KK was, as you know, he was very strict. And after the conclusion of inquiry, the principal of the STC was transferred to far off place, and this charge sheeted employee was given some nominal punishment. And we raised an industrial dispute, and during the course of inquiry dispute, that punishment was also rescinded. So, because KK, as you know, is very strict, and he was very famous for rendering instant justice. And I must tell about another gentleman, A. Krishna Rao. Though I did not meet him so far, I had no contact with him, but still I know this is one of the best executive of the bank. It so happened that his nephew, when Mr. Sripati Rao was working with me in Chickpet branch, he was charge sheeted. He was not our member, but he was charge sheeted, and ultimately he was dismissed. But though he was his nephew, he did not interfere with the proceedings of the inquiry proceedings. Ultimately, he was dismissed. He was so strict, Krishna Rao, that he did not interfere with the proceedings of the inquiry, and ultimately his nephew was dismissed. During the course of my general secretaryship, I have raised almost 300 industrial disputes. Normally, if the disputes are outstation, we have to apply leave and we have to go other state like Hyderabad or Mangalore or Ernakulam. I used to apply leave. But if the conciliation meeting is held within Bangalore, I used to take permission from the branch, and I used to attend the conciliation meeting during office hours. It so happened that in the year 1985 or 86, I was working in the zonal office. At that point of time, bank issued a circular stating that union functionaries should not attend the conciliation during office hours. If they want to attend the conciliation meeting, they should apply leave. They will not be given permission, like that circular was issued. So actually, as you know, I used to raise many disputes in the I used to raise many disputes. So almost in a month, we had 3 or 4 conciliation meetings. So I was helpless because I have to apply every time I have to apply. Then I sought the help of our BMS president, General Secretary Alampalli Venkatram. I told him I had this problem. So 1 or 2 conciliation you attend, then I will find out a solution. Then I consulted with the ALC. ALC asked me, what are your timings? I told him I was working at that time at zonal office. He told me, my timings are 10 to 5. Then he told, I will fix the inquiry at 5:30. It's okay? I told, okay. Then he started fixing the conciliation meeting at 5:30. So 2 or 3 conciliation meetings were held at 5:30. Then at that point of time, Mr. Dwarakanath and uh, Mohanty, yes, Sabyasachi Mohanty. They were the I was the IRD officers. They used to attend the meeting, conciliation meeting, after 5:30. So conciliation meetings used to have there for about 1 hour or so. So being IRD, they have to go to, they cannot, it's very difficult for them to sit in the ALC office for hours together because conciliation meetings used to be held for 1 hour or 1.5 hours like that. Then they came to me, Mohanty, he told me, Mr. Alse, I know about your work, you are very, you used to work in the bank like an ordinary employee. So in spite of the circular, we will have a compromise. And he told, you can attend the conciliation meeting even during office hours, we have no problem. Like that he told. So even though circular was there, circular was there to state that we should not attend the conciliation meeting during office hours. In spite of the circular, I used to attend the meeting during office hours only. But it so happened that our friend Shankar Bhatt, he attended the conciliation meeting during office hours for which he was charge sheeted. Whereas I got scot free because it is the internal arrangement. Like management told they can attend the conciliation meeting even during office hours. In Syndicate Bank, in the year 2002, in the month of November, management wanted to abolish the special assistant cadre. Actually, as you know, these trade union leaders, almost they are all special assistant. In the employees union, UP Shet, he was a special assistant. Like MSN Rao from WEFI, he was also a special assistant. And in our association, I was a special assistant for more than 36 years. So it was the blow to the union leaders. They have abolished the special assistant cadre without consulting the union. Even majority union was not consulted. So majority union also they got angry. Management has served the notice under section 9A under ID Act because it is whenever a change of service conditions is contemplated, they have to make a settlement with the majority union, or they have to serve a notice under section 9A for change of service conditions under ID Act. So they have served a notice under section 9A for change of service conditions for abolition of special assistant cadre. So it was notice was issued in the month of November 2002. So we all the three unions, we have raised industrial dispute before ALC Central Bangalore. So other unions, BEFI and AIB union in our bank, they all came to our office in the month of January 2003, and we all formed a joint action committee. Almost prime office bearers of AIBA, BEFI, and our association, almost numbering 60. We assembled in our association office in Bangalore, and we formed a joint action committee consisting 2 members. So in the joint action committee, we have submitted joint memorandum. We have held demonstrations, and joint circulars were all issued. And because of this move on the part of the bank for abolition of special assistant cadre, there is a trade union unity in our bank. There is this unity is now, even still, this unity is continuing. Friends, Syndicate Bank has provided me job, and our present status is because of the bank. But bank is no more, but still the founders of the bank, 3 persons, TU Pai, TMA Pai, and Somnath Kudwa, with a small amount, share capital 8,000, they formed the bank, and the bank prospered like anything with their novel schemes. And ultimately, government in their wisdom, they thought that it should be merged with Canara Bank. And ultimately, in the year 2020, bank was merged with Canara Bank. But still, we have got the spirit, what we say, that spirit is there. Syndicate, we have celebrating the centenary. Even though bank is not there, we are celebrating the centenary here in Bangalore. Likewise, in many places, this celebration is being held by the Indians. So, with the cooperation of all you, I think this will be a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, Alseji, for your thought about Syndicate Bank and its legacy. Now I request Sri Stephen Wazi to address the gatherings.
My dear Indians, ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I would like to congratulate Syndicate Bank retired staff organization for conducting this memorable event of celebrating 100 years of our bank. Most of us here, we have served the bank for more than 35 years. So all of us, we know its origin, who founded the bank, its growth, its laurels, its profits, everything. But today we are celebrating centenary celebration. So Pai Mom has clearly told me you talk something about bank and good things about bank. So I have no choice, I have to talk about bank. I retired in 2018. So when I retired, I thought I have served for 40 years. Now this is the time for detoxification. Mahale here, he had clearly warned me that was first thing you will notice after retirement is your mobile will become silent. So it was a welcome change actually. Our mobile had become silent and it was my second innings. I wanted to forget banking. Having said so much, again going for thinking about banking, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to involve myself in other activities. Syndicate Bank, okay, it was my alma mater. It showed me a way of life. It fed me, my family. It gave education to my children. Everything fine. But like the close relatives what we have, we take things for granted. Likewise, I took Syndicate Bank for granted. Only when the news came about the merger of bank, Syndicate Bank with Canara Bank, then my Indian heart, it rose up. How can it be possible? Our bank was not weak. It had very strong fundamentals. Everything about it was good. We were one of the very few banks. We were not under PSE. Our capital adequacy ratio was very high. We were earning profit regularly quarter after quarter. Our net NPA ratio was well below the prescribed level. Even then, why this merger? Because Syndicate Bank had the capability to take other banks into its fold rather than getting merged with some other bank. However, our owner, the bank's owner, had different ideas. Their criteria was simple. CBS platform, similar CBS platform, and the bank earning relatively more profit will be the main bank. So likewise, we lost to Canara Bank. However, our memories, then we realized how much attached we were to Syndicate Bank. how much we loved. It is not that the growth of Syndicate Bank was smooth. There were turbulent times, very, very difficult period. But every time there was trouble, every time our staff rose up to the occasion. All Syndians showed the resilience and we bounced back and brought back its old glory. The customer service was the prime factor for our bank. See, having served in different branches, each one of us will maybe having different anecdotes to tell about the customer service what we had. I want to narrate one small incident about the customer service, what we rendered the staff. In my first branch, Tekkalkote, there was a old woman, very old woman. She used to come to the branch. She had an account. For her, bank was like a temple. She used to come, before entering the bank, she used to prostrate and then enter the bank. Namaskaradani, roka katbeku. So we were happy to serve her because her toothless smile was so infectious that all of us we used to forget our worries, the heat under which we were working, everything. It was so infectious. And after depositing money, I don't know from where she used to get the money, but she used to regularly she used to come and deposit the money. And after depositing money with a conspiratory tone, she used to tell, "Don't tell my children, otherwise they will come and pester me." So we used to also nod, like partners in crime. We used to agree with her. One day she fell very sick, and her children, they lifted her and brought her to the bank. And we had to close the account and give the money to the children. Before going, she waved goodbye to us. It was a very sad incident. After a fortnight, it was such a pleasant surprise. She had bounced back like Syndicate Bank. She came back walking, again prostrated, and said, "Dani roka katbeku." We were so happy. And even though the account was closed, nobody told her. We opened a new account and started depositing. So such customer service, I mean, these are one of the happiest moments in Syndicate Bank I have encountered. Similarly, all of us may be having different such sweet memories. Now, we have this whenever we take group photos. So when the group photo comes, first when we see the photo, first we will search for our face. That is natural, isn't it? Likewise, now whenever I notice Canara Bank board, I first notice that small yellow and orange strip. I know eventually that will vanish, like this year's calendar, digital calendar, you might have noticed that has vanished. So, sorry Ramnath ji. So eventually it will vanish, but I am sure this yellow and red strip will continue to glow in our hearts. For Syndicate Bank, what we have done is, so let us all continue the legacy of faithful and friendly to our society. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Wazi. Yeah, he has given a very depth insight of bank and customer service. No doubt, Syndicate Bank was recognized for its customer service. Customer service is a way of life in Syndicate Bank, and because of that only, our Syndicate Bank has prospered. Today we are celebrating Centenary celebration. It is started in 1925, October 20, 1925, and has completed 100 years. Any organization to complete 100 years is not a small joke. Not only continuing, it is booming and thriving is one of the things, because many organizations which starts will end up within 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. But it is continue for 100 years is a great thing. Now I request Udisa Agarji to speak few words on this occasion.
Mr. President, other guests of honor, friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. Other day I received a call from Mr. Hemant Pai saying that we are celebrating bank's centenary in Bangalore. You have to speak. I was very excited and immediately I accepted his request because Hemant Pai is a person known to me for a long time. I have never said no to him. So I am before you. I joined the bank in 1969. I passed out from the college in 1968. I was one of the few engineers recruited by the bank. At a time when an engineer joining the bank was the remotest thing that could one see. It so happened that when I passed out of the college, I was a merited student. I passed out in flying colors. But getting a job was the most difficult thing. In such a situation, I came across a small advertisement in a Kannada paper, Prajavani, calling for officer trainees by Syndicate Bank. The minimum requirement was any degree. So I didn't want to be idle, doing nothing in the house. So I applied. I was called for an interview in Manipal. The interview went on very well because Sri K.K. Pai was heading the team and other participants in the committee were mostly the departmental heads of head office. The interview was mostly general, and a student like me, the interview was the easiest thing. I did very well. The questions were simple and general, mostly about basic things in science and general knowledge. I did very well. Then I was selected. I was put on training. Training consisted of 3 parts. Theoretical training in head office, which was headed by one Mr. N.B. Haribal. He was the course director, and the training itself was called Executive Development Program. Mostly classes were taken by the departmental heads, luminaries in various fields of aspects of banking, like Mr. Krishna Rao, K.R. Prasad, Rego, and others. It was a very, very interesting and informative training program. The next part of training was clerical training. We were put in branches for clerical training. I was put in Rajajinagar main branch, which was then headed by Mr. U.N. Padiyar. He is no more now. It is in that place where I met Mr. Nagendra. The clerical training lasted for about 6 months, about 6 weeks. Then we were put in supervisory training. I was transferred to Chickpet branch. In Chickpet branch, Mr. M.R.B. Pai was the manager, and there I was handling SP department. After supervisory training, I was put on probation and transferred to Madras main branch, where Mr. V. Narayanan was the branch manager. And there I was put in charge of SB department. All along I did not, as a matter of fact, I did not join the bank with an intention to remain in the bank. But I was forced to do that. In Madras main branch, it so happened that one fine morning, Mr. K.K. Pai visited the branch and he spotted me. He asked me, how are you? I said, I'm not happy, sir, I told him. He was surprised. You know very well that Mr. Pai was a person with very, very sharp memory. He remembered things very well. And he said, you come to the cabin. So I went and met him in the cabin. He asked me, what is the problem? He said, you are not happy. I told him, sir, I'm in the SB department. This is not what I studied in a bank college. I'm planning to go abroad. I received I-20. I got admission in Washington University. I should be going. He asked me, how can I stop you? I don't know how to handle that question. I blurted out. I told him, sir, can you send me back to Bangalore? He just said, let me see. Went back to Manipal and sent a telex transferring me to Gandhinagar. And in Gandhinagar, I was put in credit department, which was then, Gandhinagar was then handled by Mr. H.D.S. Pai. K.N.S. Bhatt was the sub-manager for credit. Y.V. Rao was there. Ajampur was handling appraisal. Then I was the third person. I was put under them. It is actually Gandhinagar was a real training ground for me. I served Gandhinagar for a long period, 13 years. After Mr. Pai, Mr. Prabhu took over. It was then Gandhinagar saw wonderful expansion because he added quite a few accounts like Baruka, Kamani, Vrindavan, MCF, things like that, and business grew. hugely. It was only after that I decided to continue my banking career and became really serious with the job. It was, I must say that Syndicate Bank has been my annadata, and today if I am in this position and if my family is in this position, it is only because of Syndicate Bank. And I was very unhappy when the bank merged with Canara Bank because I served the bank for almost 40 years. Almost 40 years. And I worked in various positions. Bank has treated me extremely well. I am grateful to the bank. I think it is the experience of most of the engineers who have sought an employment in the bank. This thought of giving employment to the engineers in bank was perhaps, as I remember, was by Mr. T.M. Pai, which was implemented by Mr. K.K. Pai. If I remember correctly, other than State Bank of India, no other bank was employing engineers in the banks. At one point of time, there were more than 200 engineers in the bank, and I often used to joke Syndicate Bank is bigger than Tata Steel in terms of engineers employed. So engineers have contributed a lot of in the credit appraisal, credit monitoring, recovery in almost all fields. Engineers were treated extremely well in the bank because they almost most of them grew even to the level of CMD. One Mr. Vitaldas Leela, who joined almost at the same time as I joined the bank, became Deputy Governor of Reserve Bank of India. Many have become general managers. Some have become CMDs of the bank. So it has been a nice to see the contribution of engineers in the bank. In terms of credit appraisal, I think bank also we engineers in the bank contributed a lot because we were in a position to do that. In terms of appraisal, our appraisal was as good as the State Bank of India's appraisal, which was at one point of time rated as the best in banking industry. We also handled refinance, rediscounting schemes which were implemented, and we engineers contributed in preparing compendiums of these schemes. We also, engineers were also selected, sent for training in reputed training institute in banking industry like BTC, NIBM, CET, etc. So it has been a nice experience. So only thing that often pricks us that is that the institution which we grew did not remain in its own identity and got merged with another bank. Anyway, fortunately, it has been Canara Bank only. So, Annadata Sukhi Bhava is the best wish I can end my talk. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Budisagar ji. He has given his experience and about industrial credit by our syndicate bank, because you may be knowing that our bank has started to help the weavers and rural people in Manipal and Udupi area. So that's why industrial credit and department was established, and engineers were recruited for industrial credit. Thank you very much, sir. Now we'll break for a tea, and so tea and biscuit will be served. So break of 10 minutes for tea and biscuits. regular program. Now I request Mrs. Shaila Andarji to give address.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, of the dais, and my dear Indians. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak on this occasion of centenary celebration of Syndicate Bank. Well, I joined this institution in 1985 at Worli South branch through BSRB recruitment process. Though I have joined in 1985, my connection to this bank was much before I joined, that is during my childhood days. Not just because my father had an account in Syndicate Bank, but because I belong to a small place called Bailur, which is situated in between Karkala and Udupi. So when I used to visit this place, visit Bailur on annual basis, I used to see this faithful and friendly board, a nostalgic board which got imbibed inside me. I am more lucky than most of the people sitting in this gathering, because not just because my husband also worked as an AGM in this bank and retired as an AGM at head office, but also because my son-in-law's parents, Mrs. Veena Shena and Mr. Pandurang Shena, also retired as officers in this bank. So we are true syndicate family. Reflecting upon the past history of Syndicate Bank, this woman empowerment, Syndicate Bank truly believed in women empowerment, not just before it could become fashionable to use this word. Right from giving employment to ladies, encouraging ladies to take up leadership roles, to financing women entrepreneurs, financing self-help groups at grassroots levels, we have been pioneer in all respects. I had an opportunity to work in this bank for 36 years, and I had 17 transfers across the country, right from Delhi, Gurgaon, Manipal, Hiredka, Karwar, Bangalore, Vishakhapatnam, Kadapa, etc., where I got lot of opportunities. And I would like to say that bank assisted me in all my postings. In fact, almost all except one or two, I was accommodated wherever my husband was posted. So I got an opportunity to learn so many things. To learn so many things. So what exactly do we learn by working in this bank? The service to mankind. I learned to uphold the integrity, sincerity. Bank may have got merged, but the values, the legacies of Syndicate Bank has got imbibed in our daily life. I thank you once again. I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to express myself. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Shaila ji. Yes, indeed, Syndicate Bank has followed the path of women empowerment. recruiting women in Syndicate Bank. I think in PSU banks, it is the first step or initiation taken by Syndicate Bank. And you might have seen all ladies branches in Syndicate Bank. So yeah, definitely women empowerment was already started long back in Syndicate Bank. Thank you. Now I request Srinivasanji to speak a few words on this occasion.
At the outset, I bring felicitations from our organization called Canara Sin Bank Agricos Association. It is an association of the agriculture officers who joined the bank as agriculture officers, and there are more than 600 members to our organization. It is a registered organization, social service organization, working to promote the welfare of agricos and to promote the welfare of farmers and to increase the agriculture production in the country, for which we were all educated, trained, and helped by the society. So I congratulate once again on behalf of the association, our Bank retired staff organization having hosted this meet to celebrate the centenary celebrations of our mother bank, Syndicate Bank, which is 100 years old now. It is not that it has gone. It is still there. It is still in the form of Canara Bank. Not that somebody was telling it has gone, nothing. Bank will definitely remain. And it is remaining something like a metamorphosis. It has changed the color from Syndicate to Canara Bank, that's all. At a point of time in 1969, when you all joined the Syndicate Bank, both Canara and Syndicate Bank were sailing together like a neck-to-neck race. So that was the point, when we joined the Syndicate Bank and all that. I am asked to talk something about agriculture finance Syndicate Bank. As you know, Syndicate Bank having made itself, established in a rural area at Udupi, grew in rural areas, more particularly in Karnataka, in the neighbor states. And the customer base was the rural people, either agriculturists or weavers or small business people like that. It was necessary for the environment to grow financially so that bank also can grow. That's how the bank started lending to its clientele who formed farmers, weavers, like that. And that's where the visionaries of the Syndicate Bank, promoted financing to agriculture. When even Reserve Bank of India objected to, for the reason that in case we lend to agriculture, it will not be paid back. It was with the bad experience that the government or the Reserve Bank had, because government used to lend in the form of tuck-away loans through government banks, PLD bank like that, and which never used to come back or recover. That's how it was found risky. It was felt risky to finance the agriculture sector. But the person in the name of Sri T.A.Pai, who was a great visionary, came out with this innovative idea of lending to agriculture and established the Agriculture Finance Department in head office Manipal in the 1964 and took the lead in lending to agriculture finance by taking Mr. Belliraya, who was working in corporate sector at that point of time, and subsequently Mr. K. Muduppa. They set up a department in 1964 and formulated schemes to lend to agriculture. The main objective was to build a business for the bank. It was the form of lending to crop production and thereafter for development loans to develop lands and all that. No, it was not a subject that another banker colleague could pursue at that point of time. That's why they felt it necessary to recruit people having some agriculture knowledge who are committed to working in rural areas. That's how they thought of recruiting the agriculture graduates into the bank. And probably I was one of the first batch fellows, probably 13th or 14th person to join Syndicate Bank in the 1960s as an agricultural officer, as an officer directly. And that's when bank started formulating schemes to lend agriculture, because people did not know, they were uneducated. They were not educated, farmers particularly, and they didn't know how to come to the bank and avail of the loans, and they didn't know how to increase the agriculture production, because the Green Revolution had stepped in that point of time with the introduction of hybrid crops, fertilizers, and all such things. So these agricultural officers made use to go to the rural area, explain basically the need for growing, improving their production, utilizing the bank credit, and cultivating the habit of growing hybrid crops and adopt technical technologies that were introduced in the agricultural system at that point of time. Initially, in the 1970, some 30, 40 were recruited. Thereafter, in the 1971 to thereafter, they recruited a lot many. Nearly 4,000 people have been recruited in the form of agriculture in the form of RDOs in the bank. The bank initially took up this lending to agriculture in the Karnataka, Andhra, Kerala, and thereafter it took up much lead in northern states like Uttar Pradesh. Because in the early 70s, the system of lead bank was introduced, where almost 400 districts of at that point of time, or 400, 500 districts were there allotted to different banks, and we had 30, 32 districts allotted to us lead banks. So we had to make our presence felt there and see to that no banking development takes place, economic development takes place in that given area. That is their lead banks. So we had to survey, to open branches. We had to convene meetings of the bankers and to explain the need for lending to agricultural and rural development activities and a small scale industry like that. So that was the responsibility vested on this lead bank. I may say that at this point of time, Dr. Tinglaya was one of the architects of the lead bank system, because banks, government of India, Reserve Bank did not know how to go about and all that. This scheme of lending through lead bank system, village adoption system, was suggested too by people of Canara Bank, Syndicate Bank, that is Beleraya, Uduppa, Dr. Tinglaya, and all such people. I had that, when the scheme had not come, I was working in a Hubli main branch. And they say Tingla used to come to us almost every week, and we used to go to villages and all that to come out with ideas how to improve agriculture finance, how to improve bank system, how to improve the living conditions for rural people and all that. So that was how the lead bank system, we only suggested ways and means, and that came into system. And as a state level, Canada, Syndicate Bank was given the responsibility of the state level bankers committee also, because we had to coordinate all the banks working in the state. I have a meeting at the quarter level in Bangalore, that is the state headquarters. And that's how we also participated in developing the Karnataka as such in the agriculture rural sector area. And see, to promote that point of time, again, in initial stages, there was a lot of credit squeeze and all that. We had to go in for availing refinance from, at that point of time, it was called AIRS, Agriculture Refinance Corporation, Agriculture Rural Development Corporation. Thereafter, it took the form of NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. And these were evolved by taking the example of Syndicate Bank. People did not know how to lend an agriculture activity at all. So we had developed schemes or forums and all that as to how a proposal has to be entertained, how to be established, how to make the people to utilize the credit whatever that we have given for the purpose for which you have taken, ensure that the credit is deployed for the purpose they have taken, and get income as planned or as per the project report, and so that now our money comes back. This follow-up was done by the people like us, agriculture graduates, who were posted across the country in all rural branches particularly. And subsequently, bank also started lending through cooperative societies also. And thereafter, we directly lend through cooperative societies and farmer service societies like that. That's how agriculture finance took a lead. Our effort were commented by various government agencies, not only government of India, through various committees, whatever that was set up by Reserve Bank of India, Government of India. For example, in the year 1969, Agriculture Rural Credit Service was done. It is called the Venkappa Committee or something like that. They made a big mention about Syndicate Bank efforts in lending to agriculture sector. In fact, our initiation to lending to agriculture sector had impact in development of agriculture in the country as a whole, because farmers were suffering from finance. They were not financed, they were not adequate, didn't have money to finance. When banks started lending, when Government of India and Reserve Bank advocated lending to agriculture following the schemes that were followed by Syndicate Bank, every bank started, and government put it as a precondition also, Because through various committees, some stipulations were made. Because out of the total credit, you have to lend about 12% initially. Thereafter, it was increased to 18% and classified as the private sector advances. So how they were finding it difficult to reach the targets. So they were asked to go to syndicate bank, learn how they do it. In fact, Mr. Good sir was mentioning about HDS. I was in Gandhinagar branch, and at point of some foreign bankers came to study the agriculture finance being lent by Canara Bank, Syndicate Bank. I had the opportunity of receiving some bankers along with HDS in airport and all that, and explained the schemes that we had initiated that, this and all that. So not only this, and apart from that, lot many students from outside countries to come and study, stay at Manipal and different branches, and inquire or inquire with us, be with us to study how we do agriculture finance very successfully and all that. And thereafter came the scheme of lending much more with the introduction of regional rural banks, RRBs. See, banks, it was Syndicate Bank, which established first Gramin Bank in the form of Prathama Bank, right in 1975. And in Karnataka, the Malaprabha Gramin Bank was established. So the people of Syndicate Bank were recruited. Particularly the agriculture graduates who were seen at that point of time were posted as chairman, general managers and all that. So they established parallel banking system. The multi-agency credit system was introduced like this. We paid a lot. Syndicate Bank should be proud that we have given a helping hand to Government of India, Reserve Bank of India to promote agriculture finance and subsequently increase the agriculture production as well. We are now self-sufficient with production, but that point of time, about 50 years back or 60 years back, we were borrowing, we were starved of it. In fact, there were a lot of imports from other countries for our food requirement and all that. We are self-sufficient because of the finance being made available through banks and following the systems that were introduced by Syndicate Bank and all that. So these are all the innovative things that we could do, and we are really proud of it. And I know the Syndicate Bank is definitely popular because of 4 or 5 reasons. Because we established a rural area, having its head office in Manipal, it is a rural area again, having started the pygmy, and having started agriculture finance, having started all women banks, lending to women and all that. Like that, bank has set a lot many trends which were of useful for the country as a whole. Now, these are some of the banks, we could do it. And you see, one of the peculiar things, major thing agriculture finance did was, we established what is called Syndicate SAF, Agriculture Foundation of Syndicate Bank Agriculture Foundation, something like that. Now, the main objective was to conduct extension programs, conduct demonstration, field trials, conduct farmers, FIS, Farmer Information Exchange Clubs, future farmers clubs for the students, and subsequently we started what was called farm clinics. No, it was a unit which not only recommended to finance to the people, but also handled agriculture input supply, marketing and all that. So that is one point department where a farmer can get anything and everything under that roof. So these are the innovative ideas, Syndicate Bank took up that point of time. And parallelly, we also started, conducting training programs for the self-employment, unemployed youth and all that, through what is called root cities. This system was so successful that Government of India, Reserve Bank recognized it so much, they copied us, and at a national level, they have set up a root city type of organization, conducting or imparting training across the country in almost every district to train the entrepreneurship and to provide self-employment to people and all that. So these are all things, innovative things that Syndicate Bank could do in its own fashion. And lot many awards we got also, because Syndicate Bank, when you speak in national level, I told you the 4 or 5 points. One is having a Manipal head office, finance to agriculture, like that. For having lent agriculture different sector, make it successful, bank got awards from various agencies like my Chamber of Commerce, NABARD and all that. So this how Syndicate Bank, could mold the farming sector as a whole in the country and enable to get agriculture credit for agriculture production, and improve their standard of living. If you go, for example, if I go to Syndicate, Hubli after 50 or 60 years, you know, hundreds of people come and meet me because, you know, you are the people who taught us agriculture, finance and all that. They came to our house because, you know, we had no entry into bank, but you enabled us to go into the bank and give loans very liberally without asking for very many documents and all that. Very simple system were followed by us. And that's how we gained the confidence and love of the people, and that's how bank could, you know, grow so fast. We have definitely contributed for the growth of Syndicate Bank, and during the last 50 years, we know much about the last 50 years, probably, though it is Centenary, we do not know much about the previous 30, 40 years. But ever since I joined, at least in 1960, I know how much all of us have contributed to the bank. And we are grateful, of course, that bank has fed us, not only us and our family members, and we are getting probably adequate pension also for to live with. So these are the benefits, you know, we could get from the Syndicate Bank. And if at all we go in the market, you know, when I say that I am from Syndicate Bank, every time we are given priority. Even today, brand name is Syndicate Bank. Who are you? I am a Syndicate man. Maybe that we are merged with Canara Bank, no doubt. Canara Bank is our other partner as on today. We are happy that we are merging with Canara Bank, not with another bank, because, you know, we had similarities in many ways. So merging with Canara Bank was a beneficial factor for us because it was Government of India policy to minimize the number of banks in the bank for the monitoring system or management system. And we could definitely merge easily with Canara Bank and doing well. Had you merged with the Punjab National Bank or some other bank, probably wouldn't have had this much of comfort in the bank system and we wouldn't have had any say like this. Today, Mr. Ramnak is with us, though he's in Canara Bank, he's our own Syndicate man, but he has happily come. Was it Punjab National Bank something, probably they wouldn't have permitted him to come here like that. So we're happy again that we are merged with Canara Bank. Let us remember our banks having, you know, given us the job and providing the pension, that this and all that, and given us a name in the society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Srinivasanji, for having given about agricultural finance. Yes, definitely. Syndicate Bank was a pioneer in agriculture finance. When Syndicate Bank was lending agriculture finance, at that time, our Reserve Bank also was having reservation, its own reservation in lending to the agriculture sectors. But see the changes when Syndicate Bank has pioneered and started lending. After a few years, RBI has made it compulsory to lend to priority sector lending like agriculture and other things. So our founders had a what I call views or about how to help the rural and agricultural lending. Thank you, Srinivasanji. Because we had a view on industrial finance, we had a view on agriculture finance, because our president has thought it fit to include both industrial finance and agricultural finance, their views in this celebration. So now I request Professor Shankar, a man who is a magician, industrial magician of our bank. So I request Professor Shankar to speak few words.
Honorable guests on the dais, and my Indian family sitting on the stage and in the auditorium. Now, I am not going to make any big speech or something like that. They just wanted me to speak on how you could get into Syndicate Bank as a magician. On these few lines, I am going to tell you now. I am a magician from a rural place, Beltangadi. There were no magicians when I started, so I had no occasion to come across with any magicians. I learnt magic myself. There were no guru for me. Right from my elementary school days, I have been performing magic in public. Various places in Karnataka and I can say many places in India. At that time, I was giving entertainment program. After my graduation, psychology, I did my degree in psychology from the University of Mysore. When I came home, my mother told me, see, there is an advertisement in today's Udayavani, Navabharata, that Syndicate Bank wants some staff members. You go and join Syndicate Bank, you know KK Pai very well. Of course, Sri KK Pai ji, he had seen my performances, many performances earlier. I went to KK Pai Saab's room and I asked him, sir, give me a job in Syndicate Bank. He just looked at me and then told me, sorry Shankar, I am not going to give you any job in Syndicate Bank. These are the first words he told me. And I told him, why sir? Then he told me, see, there are many artists in our district, but there are no magicians. You are the only magician in our whole district. If I employ you in Syndicate Bank, you will not be able to continue magic because I can't permit you to give public shows and all. So you take up magic as a profession. Then I told him, sir, I don't have that much money. At least I need 40,000-50,000 rupees to take it up as a full-time profession. That's all he said. Immediately, believe me or not, he telephoned to the manager of Puttur branch. I think Mr. Janardhan Pai was the manager at that time, Puttur branch, and told him, I'm sending Shankar, give him 40 or 50,000 rupees loan under self-employment. I was shocked. So I came to Puttur. Of course, I got the money and I purchased magic items and stage equipment to become a stage magician, professional magician. And I trained around 15 people in my troupe and performed magic all over India and many shows in abroad also. One day, when I came home, I saw a letter from Syndicate Bank. The letter says, Shankar, you are requested to meet the chairman immediately. And I was shocked. I went to Manipal. I went to KK Pai's chamber. Then he told me, laughingly he told me, on the other day you came here to asking for a job, is it not? I said, yes sir, but you have not given me a job. Now I am going to employ in Syndicate Bank. Do you ready to accept? And I was shocked. Yes, of course, I will be happy to have the job in Syndicate Bank. He issued me appointment letter for the clerical post, and I was sent for a training in Udupi. Mr. L.J. Martis was the principal at that time. And during the training period, I got the idea that magic could be linked for the bank publicity and image building. Immediately, I went to chairman's chamber, met KK Pai ji, and said, sir, this is my idea. Can I do this? And he said laughingly, Shankar, I had been to Japan recently, and there I saw one pharmaceutical company had employed a magician, medical representative. You know, doctors are all busy. This medical representative, he used to show some close-up tricks, magic, what we call, to the doctors and make them happy, and after that, market their product. Seeing this, KK Pai ji suddenly remembered me, and when he came back, that letter came, and I joined the Syndicate Bank. Then KK Pai ji, he said, you are taken only for that purpose only. I designed various magic items on banks, all schemes, savings, finance, service and all. Special items I made exclusively for the banking, with the banking team. And the first program was performed in Manipal. Bank directors were there and representatives from Ministry of Finance and Reserve Bank, they were all there. And after seeing the show, they only told KK Pai ji, this person should be given only this job. No routine banking to him. Then KK Pai said, yes, for that only I have employed him. I worked in public relations department and I used to go various branches, and in the branches they used to arrange even savings week, magical savings week. On the last day of the savings week, my performance they were arranging, and I used to perform this bank magic. Those who opens a savings bank account during that particular week, they will be given with the passbook with my autograph on that. During those days, the autographs had a big, what you call, huchum, janrike. So, lot of accounts were opened. And in one place when I performed, I said, for open a savings bank account, anybody can give me 5 rupees. So one boy stood up and he came 5 rupees with note. And immediately the Chaudhary of that place, he said, "Baith jao, my Chaudhary baitha hai, baith jao." So he said, then Chaudhary gave me 100 rupee note. Open with this. And I performed the magic item, savings bank. And after that, I went to return the 100 rupee note to him. And immediately Chaudhary Sahab said, Raklo. And I looked at the manager, Mr. Krishna Bhatt was the manager at that time. It happened in Kosikalan branch. So Krishna Bhatt told me, blinked his eyes. I said there must be something, I kept quiet. And after the show, the Chaudhary Saab told the manager, bring this boy to my house for tomorrow breakfast. So we went to his breakfast for his house. And there again I took the 100 rupee. Then he told me, no, that's for you. And I told him, sir, can you do me a favor? He asked me, what? Having come here as a remembrance of my visit to you, why can't you give me a big deposit to our branch, Kosikulan branch? Immediately, he brought the checkbook and wrote for several checks, lakhs I'm telling about, not about thousands. He transferred the account from one bank, other bank, to our syndicate bank. So like this, I'm doing my services in the bank. And today, I'm going to show you some demonstration of 4 or 5 bank magic items after this Sabha Karyakrama. And thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to explain. This is how I joined the bank. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Shankarji, the magician of Syndicate Bank and magician of India and Karnataka. So you might have heard magician Sarkar and junior Sarkar. So like that, we have Professor Shankar as well also junior Shankar. So yeah, here also here junior Shankar is also here. So both of them will go and perform after the stage program. And junior Shankar has taken sessions in SIBM. And he has shown his magic and other skills in the training programs. Thank you, Shankarji. Now I request Mrs. Chaya Ravji to speak a few words.
Dignitaries on the dais and all my Indian friends. Today I am here to connect to the emotional side of Syndicate Bank. You know how Syndicate Bank grew that well is because of it was not a Syndicate Bank, it was a Syndicate family. Generally, every person in the South Canara side every family had 1 or 2 people who were employed by Syndicate Bank, and it was like a family. And KK Pai was the godfather of everybody. Even to my life, KK Pai was a godfather, because Syndicate Bank did, like Mr. Shankarji said, his magician qualities were groomed by Syndicate Bank. Syndicate Bank came into my life as a magician, I should say, because it gave me my husband, Mr. Devdas Rao, whom I met in Sholapur branch. Otherwise, I had no connection of coming to Bangalore, and somehow we met there and we decided to get married. And I will tell one small incident. Then when I told at home that I want to get married, then they said, we don't know the family, and we are basically from Goa side, so we don't know this Rao and all that. Then my husband told me, no, we are originally Pais. Then they wanted to inquire. Then where to inquire? Because we are basically from Goa, Sholapur and Maharashtra side. So my brother said, okay, I will go and inquire. So he came to Bangalore. He got into a hotel, and then he knew the address of my brother's house, my husband's brother's house, Mr. G.G. Pai. I think many of you might know him. He was a very good customer of Syndicate Bank. So my husband came and, my brother came. He went to our Rajaji Nagar second stage branch to inquire about Mr. Pai and their family. Then KNS Bhatt was the manager there. So he went and met the KNS manager and said, yeah, do you know Mr. Devdas Rao? He said, yes, I know very well. I know his brother very well, Mr. Gopal Krishna Pai. He is our very good customer. And if your sister is getting married into the family, your sister is blessed. So that's how the connection came. And the moment my brother walked out of the house, manager called Mr. Gopal Krishna Pai and told him, "Your brother is getting married, is it?" I got the information. Then that's how it happened here. And then, of course, my husband Devdasra, he wanted to shift to Bangalore after marriage. So he told his brother, "I don't want to stay in Sholapur. I want to come back to Bangalore." Then the request for the transfer. Again, the matter came to Mr. Gopal Krishna Pai, and he went and met his close friend, Mr. K.K. Pai. So K.K. Pai asked him, "Oh, is Devdas getting married? Oh, very nice. Have you met the girl?" "No, I have not met." "Wait, I'll show you." And then he called for my file. In the file, that small photo was there. That was shown to him. And that's how he said, "Oh, this girl, yes, yes." Then somehow we got married. After about 1 or 2 years, I was working in Central Accounts Office. And one day, somehow myself and KK Pai, we landed into the same lift. Then he looked at me. "Are you not Devdas Rao's wife?" I said, "Yes." I was fascinated. I had never seen that man in my life, and he could recognize me as Mr. Devdas Rao's wife. This was the sort of relationship that Mr. K.K. Pai developed with all his employees. That is what I wanted to tell. This was one incident. I thought it was little light to express. Secondly, this Pai Parivar is fully supported by Syndicate Bank. My brother-in-law, Mr. Gopal Krishna Pai, he started his small business. He was also working in railways earlier. He resigned and started his business. So the small amount of 5,000 rupees of overdraft was given to him in his personal capacity. And bank always supported him to come to this level. Today, I'm very happy to give this place for this event because it was a contribution of Syndicate Bank. And today, if it has come to this level and we could expand our business to this level, the whole credit to some extent goes to my brother-in-law, Mr. Gopal Krishna Pai, and the Syndicate Bank and its staff and the family. Thank you. And now one more thing. This resort is being managed by my two granddaughters, Prakriti and Pratika. If I can ask them to come to the stage for a minute. These my two grandkids are managing this. I request as a syndicate family to support them, give them any occasions when you have some small functions, you can please use this facility and support them. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mrs. Shairao-ji. So, Mrs. Shairao-ji has her contribution in arranging this hall, and also in other ways she has contributed for the success of this event. And incidentally, Mr. Srinivasan-ji wants to talk about
No, I am happy to tell you, madam, that I was agriculture officer at that point of time, 1982. We financed this agriculture, this forum. PP Prakash and Gigi Gopal and all that, we had come here. And so I was the fellow, I was telling somebody like that, because was it so-and-so's forum? Yes, they did say. So it was just a band land all along and all that. We did finance to build up a compound wall, to build up a well, to build up the... I went all the way to see whether the house is there and all that. So it is definitely Syndicate Bank's property at that point of time. No, you are the owner.
And incidentally, this is the only farmland in and around this area. Others all commercial and other localities, housing and other localities. This is the only farmland in this area. So I request Mr. Ganesh Kamatji to speak few words on this occasion. Okay, Mr. Jay Shenai ji, if you want to talk, you can talk for 5 minutes.
Good afternoon, friends. I think this must be about the 25th program function, celebrating the centenary of our bank, because there were so many functions conducted across the country. We kept on receiving the messages from different groups. I think you are also aware of this. So that I really commend the reception committee and the president, Mr. Hemant Pai, and his team for having this function, 25th function. I hope so. I have no count, but I'm sure it's the 25th. So greetings to all the members of this great organization. And I have to commend, Mr. Alse was talking about BMS affiliated organization. So therefore, definitely something comes to my mind. I too have played a small role in, because Nagendra and they were supposed to come. I don't know why they have not come. I was in a small way associated with the union activity. In those days, it was very safe to join in the bandwagon of majority union. But there were some people, they stuck to, staff organization and other unions affiliated to BMS. Let me tell you, I have to be very frank. We need not have to hide anything at this age. Those days we used to really, I heard people talking not in a very big way about the organization because of their numbers, limited numbers, because others had higher numbers. But friends, let me tell you, ultimately, you won the game in the long run, because I have to commend you. You may ask me why. I'll tell you why. Because of your commitment, because of your sustained support for the organization BMS and RSS affiliated BJP and other organization through and throughout for the last 50 years, you gave us a leader like Modi ji. Congratulations to you. Because it suddenly occurred to me when Mr. Alse was talking about BMS. Very nice to know, to meet all the members here again. Friends, when we are talking about the founding fathers of our bank, if you get into the history of Syndicate Bank, only one name stands out of the three founding fathers, because Mr. Kudwa came out of Syndicate Bank's board in 1927 itself, and Mr. Upendra Pai was, otherwise he was a very generous and philanthropic person. But Dr. T.M.A. Pai, really manured Syndicate Bank. His maneuvers were such, he was really iron-fisted. He guided all alone through and throughout Syndicate Bank. He sacrificed a lot those days, because if you get into the history, it says, thanks to Syndicate Bank, our prime, our youthful days were safe and secure. We were in Syndicate Bank and we were earning well and our future was secured. But Dr. T.M.A. Pai, when he entered the practice of medicine, those were the days it was very difficult. He used to pedal, cycle up. Those days, this polyclinic business was not there. The doctors had to visit the houses for treatment. Though he earned well, comparatively, compared to others, 1,000 rupees plus they say per month as a doctor, medical practitioner. But let me tell you, peddling a cycle in remote village, he must have been a very strong man, you see. You look at our people now, young men, is it possible for them to peddle out to, of course, they may do as a sports this thing, but day in and day out, visiting the patients at their home front. Let me tell you, that is not the best part of Dr. T.M.A. Pai. What he used to do was, he also, we trials and tribulations, they call it, we underwent during our tenure in Syndicate Bank. Dr. Pai also, during that period, he started his career somewhere in late 20s. When we were secure with our future, safe and secure with our future, Dr. Pai was struggling. He struggled for almost 35 years. In 1967, he stepped down from the chairmanship of Syndicate Bank. So from 1925 up till 1967, he served relentlessly Syndicate Bank. Because of that, our future was secured. Our children got good education. So we have to be thankful to this one man. Why I say that? Because he supported even his family during their difficult times. Others were not that comfortable in their business and things like that. He took care of his family, that is nearby, brothers, cousins and things like that, his family business, and he used to juggle medical practitioner and the banking profession. He used to, they say Mukund Nivas, one end was his dispensary, the other end was Syndicate Bank. So he used to go work there, come here and take care of the bank. Because, he slogged that way, because I'm just contrasting what would have been his position when banks were nationalized in 1969. He has given his prime years, blood and sweat, for the development of Syndicate Bank. Somebody asked, because I very distinctly remember when Dr. Pai, he was retired by that time, 69, because he came out of Syndicate Bank in 1967. When one of the reporter asked him, he very philosophically and very generously said, without any bitterness in his heart, he only said, look, Syndicate Bank was like my girl child. I took care of that girl child this many years. And when the time came, she was given into wedding to government of India for the greater good of the country. That was a wonderful kind of words, coming from a man who slogged for the bank. Because that is really, it sticks in one's mind. And ultimately, when we came to know about the merger of the bank, some of us still, now we could get that this thing. We still have some kind of grouse in our mind that Syndicate Bank ultimately got merged. That name is not there and things like that. But only thing I would like to ask you is simple, straightforward thing. Friends, why these banks were consolidated? When the bank nationalization happened, it happened for the social inclusion of the poor and sundry, right? Here also, second consolidation happened just because to take care of the economic redevelopment of our country. Our country needed big banks, real good big banks, because in the world order, our ranking is so poor, even State Bank of India never used to come within the first 500 banks. So that was the reason why the banks got consolidated, and it is for the country's greater good. And let me tell you one more thing. It was good not only because I'm very happy, not because my wife worked in Canara Bank. I'm not saying this for that reason. Because it was really good for us, because we got merged with a equally good competent bank, Canara Bank, and they are also equally lucky to get bank like Syndicate Bank. Let us remember that, and let us forget about that grouse. What I am trying to tell you is, ultimately, Syndicate Bank will remain in our heart and mind till our last day. Syndicate Bank will never vanish. Syndicate Bank will never die. It is in our mind. It is in our hearts. So, with this message, let me say thank you very much for the opportunity given. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Shanaji, for your inspiring speech. Yes, now I remember one more organization, voluntary organization started in 1925, and it is celebrating its Shatamanosava. Yes, any guess? Yes, RSS has completed 100 years, same year which Syndicate Bank has started, and is also celebrating the Centenary celebration. Yeah, as you told, a doctor, an engineer, and a businessman has started Syndicate Bank. Dr. T.M.A. Pai, V.S. Koda, an engineer, Upendra Anand Pai, and businessman, they have started this great organization. What was the name? When it was established, Canara Industrial and Banking Syndicate Limited. So they might have thought we may one day merge with Canara Bank. That's why the name was Canara Industrial and Banking Syndicate. So both Canara and Syndicate Bank was there when it was established. Now Canara Bank and Syndicate Bank are together in one form. Yes, I now request Mr. Satish Kamatji to speak few words.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭೋದಯ. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಮಾತು. 1980 ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ 22ರಂದು ನಾನು ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಜನ್ಮ ತಾಳಿದೆ. 40 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ನಂತರ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕೆನರಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನೊಂದಿಗೆ ವಿಲಯನಗೊಳ್ಳುವ 1 ತಿಂಗಳ ಮೊದಲು 29 ಫೆಬ್ರವರಿ 2020ರಂದು ನಾನು ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಿಂದಲೇ ನಿವೃತ್ತನಾದೆ. ಸೊ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಿಂದ ನಿವೃತ್ತನಾದ ಜನರಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕಡೆಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ. ಆನಂತರ ಯಾರು 31 ಮಾರ್ಚ್ವರೆಗೆ ಯಾರು ನಿವೃತ್ತರಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೋಸ್ ಹೂ ಟುಕ್ ವಾಲಂಟರಿ ರಿಟೈರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆನ್ ಮರ್ಜರ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ವಿತ್ ಕೆನರಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್. 40 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಸುದೀರ್ಘ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನ ಪಯಣದಲ್ಲಿ 19 ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಕ್ಲರಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಡರ್ನಿಂದ ಜನರಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ವರೆಗೆ ಪದೋನ್ನತಿ, ಇವಿಷ್ಟು ನನ್ನ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನ ಕ್ಯಾರಿಯರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆದ ಸಾಧನೆಗಳು. ಹಾಗೂ ನಿಮ್ಮಂತಹ ಸಹೃದಯದ ಎಲ್ಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಆದ ಸಂಪರ್ಕ. ನಮ್ಮ ಗುರುಗಳಾದ ಹೇಮಂತ್ ಪೈ ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೋರ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ 2001 ಜನವರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ SIBMನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿ ಆನ್ ದ ಜಾಬ್ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಝೋನಲ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಮುಂಬೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಹೇಮಂತ್ ಪೈ ಅವರ ಕೈ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುವ ಸೌಭಾಗ್ಯ ನನಗೆ ದೊರಕಿತ್ತು. ಅವರ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಕಿಂಚಿತ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಯಿತು. ಮುಂದೆ ಅದೇ ನನ್ನ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಿನ ಏಳಿಗೆಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಾಪಿಸಿತು. ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ವರ್ಗದ ಬಡ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ ಹಾಗೂ ಉಡುಪಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮನೆಯವರಿಗೂ ಆಸರೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಮಹಾನ್ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ. ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಿಂದ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಪಡೆಯದಂತಹ ಯಾವುದೇ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗಳು ಈ 2 ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳಿದರೂ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಲಾರದು. ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ತನ್ನ ಸುದೀರ್ಘ 95 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ನಂತರ ಕೆನರಾ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನೊಂದಿಗೆ ವಿಲಯನಗೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕಾಯಿತು ಎಂಬುದು ಖೇದದ ಸಂಗತಿಯಾದರೂ ಮುಂದಿನ ಭವಿಷ್ಯ ಜಯಶಣೆಯವರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಮುಂದಿನ ಗ್ರೇಟರ್ ಗುಡ್ಗಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸೋಣ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೃದಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಎಂದೆಂದಿಗೂ ಶಾಶ್ವತ. ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ ಪಯಣ, ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಸಾಧಿಸಿದ ಏಳ್ಗೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದಂತಹ ಸಂಬಂಧಗಳು ಇವುಗಳನ್ನು ಎಂದೂ ಮರೆಯಲಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಒಂದಾಗಿರೋಣ, ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಜೈ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಲೇ ಇರೋಣ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ 2 ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಸತೀಶ್ ಕಾಮಜ್ಜಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ. Now may I request our chief guest, Sri Ramanayak ji, to speak on the occasion.
Good afternoon to all of you. My seniors on the dais, Sri Hemant Pai ji, President, Sri Shankar Bhatt ji, Secretary, Srinivas Salse ji, Madam Saila Andar, Stephen ji, and Nagendra ji, and Srinivasan ji, and my gurus, Jay Shanay ji and Satish Kamas ji, and all my Scindians. Good afternoon to you all once again. As our Jay Shanay ji told, this centenary celebration is celebrated across India. Even I had an opportunity to participate in one of the programs at Manipal. We are all here because of our 3 founders, Dr. T.M. Pai, Vaman Kudua, and Upendra Anand Pai ji. Now, all across India, even Government of India is talking about financial inclusion. Since 2014, we are seeing this word. But in Syndicate Bank, this financial inclusion was started when we have started or we have introduced the product pygmy deposit. That is, as told by earlier speakers, with just 25 paisa we have started. And across India, it is not only in Karnataka, because of Syndicate Bank, I got an opportunity to work across India. We are having very good name across, because I worked in UP, Rajasthan, even Hyderabad, this Telangana, everywhere, even Maharashtra, everywhere, I got an opportunity, and we were having a very good name. We are pioneers in many fields. Just Srinivasan ji told about agriculture. When all other banks were fearing that financing to agriculture is a risky job, our founders, our top management had taken a decision to finance agriculture. Afterwards, Government of India made it compulsory that we have to achieve a target of 40%. 40% under private sector and 18% for agriculture. We are pioneers in many other fields also. For example, our bank is started with the main purpose of financing to weavers, that is MSME. We are talking much about MSME, but our bank started financing to MSME from the day of foundation itself. And even CBS also, I think among all public sector bank, Syndicate Bank is the first bank which has started CBS, and later on other banks also followed it. And one of the greatest contribution to India by India from Syndicate Bank is the Reliance industry. If you find any number one industry in India, it is Reliance industry, and even in top 500 Fortune top 500 industries also, Reliance is ranking around 88 rank. This all happened because of Syndicate Bank. Yes, because of, as per the direction of the Government of India, two banks were merged, Canara Bank and Syndicate Bank, on 1st April 2020. Yes, it was a difficult time for all of us, but as told by J. Shaneji, in the interest of nation, this decision was taken, and even after merger also, we don't have top 50 banks in even today in the world. That's why we are all seeing in the media that one more merger may take place. So this merger is going to be happen in the days to come also. Not only in PSU, even private sector banks also, we are seeing if any bank is into problem, merger is taking place. Today, we have to remember our founders. As told by our J. Shaneji, I think any banking, if one MD is continuing for 42 years, I think it is only in Syndicate Bank. I don't think any other MD has continued for 42 years, because many of you have just told, our Satish Kamaji also told he has worked for 40 years, but he has served for 42 years. And since, as I told earlier, I had an opportunity to work all over India, Syndicate Bank was known for service. Everywhere, the people, they used to come to Syndicate Bank only because of the service. My first posting was in UP, in Mathura district. Our Professor Sankarji was telling about Koshikalan. Very near to that, just 10 kilometers away from that place, there was one place called Navjil. So there I joined as a probationary officer. There actually State Bank of India is there and Syndicate Bank was there. People used to come to Syndicate Bank only because of the service. So same thing, even it is continuing even today also. Even merger of Syndicate Bank and Canara Bank, we are known for service. Yes, after a merger, the bank has grown quarter on to quarter. When we merged, our business was 4.58 from Syndicate Bank and 10.56 from Canara Bank, almost 14.8 lakh crore. But as on date, recently, that is September, our business was 27 lakh crore. So the bank is grown almost double after merger. And even profit also, every quarter on quarter, it is growing. The net profit which you have declared during the September is 4,784 crores. The bank is showing excellent growth under retail, MSME and gold loan. Even CASA also banking showing very good growth, and very soon we are going to declare the results for December, and I am hoping that bank is going to come with flying colors. Yeah, as now just our Madam Shaila Andar is reminding me about the share price. All of you might have subscribed to the IPO when he got the share at 10 rupees, and second time it is around 30 rupees or so, and as on date it is around I think today I don't know, but it has reached 158 rupees recently, and since last 2 days there is some reduction is there, but we are going to we can expect very good increase in the share price in the coming days. And I want to share one information with all of you. You may be seeing the investment of the FIIs, foreign institutional investors. That is the one barometer from which you can find out the strength of the any company or any bank. FIIs have invested nearly 14% in Canara Bank, which is highest among all public sector banks. In State Bank, they have invested 9.57%, PNB it is 5.93%, Bank of Baroda it is 9.84%, and in Union Bank it is 7.86%, whereas in Canara Bank it is 14.61%. Recently, not only recently, every time when our top management or MD he is addressing our staff members, he is remembering or mentioning of our Canara and Syndicate Bank family. He used to tell 85,000 plus of Canarites and 85,000 plus our retired employees. So everywhere, even though you people have retired, bank is remembering your contribution, and because of your contribution only, today our bank is fourth largest public sector bank, and today our even declaration of dividend also you might have seen. Last year we have declared dividend of rupees 4 rupees for a 2 rupees share value, that is 200% dividend. And as on date, we are having nearly 10,086 branches. Recently, the 10,000th branch we have opened in Budigere, even in Bangalore only. And this year, we are planning to open nearly 250, not only 250, it may cross to 300 also. So the bank is showing all-round development in all parameters. All of you are aware, during the last 1 or 2 quarters, bank had launched a campaign for even retirees also, that is opening of SB accounts, and many of our retirees, they have very enthusiastically, they have participated and they have canvassed many accounts, and top management is kind enough to declare honor this incentive of nearly 2 crore for these retired employees. All of you are aware that bank is giving so many incentives to our retired employees. I think even concession in lockers, concession or additional rate of interest in deposits, and even in insurance premium also, and who have not taken the insurance premium, nearly 4,000 rupees was credited to their SP accounts. So many more incentives we can expect from the bank in the days to come. I have to congratulate the Syndicate Bank Retired Staff Organization for conducting this beautiful function in this farmhouse. Actually, all Bangaloreans will be loving to visit one or the other farmhouse, and that farmhouse also, I was not aware that this farmhouse also is financed by Syndicate Bank. Our Srinivasanji told that. So one more connection is there with this farmhouse. So very good selection from the management, this organizers. So I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to come here and participate in this function. I thank all of you for giving an opportunity. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, Ramanayak ji, for your wonderful words. And yes, sir, you have mentioned that you have mentioned so much progress of Canara Bank, and also you have told its Indians also have a part, retired Indians as well as serving Indians have a part in the progress of Canara Bank. Thank you very much, sir. See, when we were came out of our colleges, then bank job was the only lucrative job. Nowadays, at that time, IT jobs were not there. So only alternative was just bank. So the bank we have joined, I was the first BSRB batch, got the employment in 1979. And because of bank only, we now whatever bread, butter and other things, we can say roti, kapda और मकान हम जो syndicate bank से मिला है, क्योंकि not only that but our children education and housing loans and daughter's marriage, everything is because of Syndicate Bank. Jai Syndicate Bank. Yeah. Now, vote of thanks by Sripadi Shastri ji. After that, we are having floral tributes to the founders. After vote of thanks, we will come down the stage and we will put flower petals to the founders. Sripadi Shastri ji for vote of thanks.
All my fellow Indians, dignitaries on the dais and all off dais. I will not take much of time because you have heard enough of Syndicate Bank and also the banking industry, the founders. I will just take few minutes to highlight whatever our guests of honors have told about the bank. At the outset, on behalf of Syndicate Bank Retired Staff Organization, SBRSO, I thank foremost this great institution, a big banyan tree by name Syndicate Bank, to which all of us belong. It gave us bread and butter, name and fame. This institution, as already told, is founded by great visionaries, Mr. Upendra Anant Pai, Dr. T.M.A. Pai, and Vaman Kudwa. That was in way back 1925. Initially, its objective was to help poor weavers around Udupi, and it operated from Mukundnivas in Udupi. And the capital of the bank at that time was hardly about 8,000 rupees. The bank made big revolutions and innovations in the banking industry. I'll just only tell 2-3 about it, because already most of these things are already explained by our speakers. Pygmy in 1928. Later it is copied by most of the commercial banks, not only in India, but in many of the developing countries also. Then we had the first staff training college in 1957. We had Industrial Finance Department started in 1961. We had first all-woman branch in 1962. Then we had Agricultural Finance Department started in 1964. I will just tell one small example how Syndicate Bank was pioneer in agriculture finance. Mr. Srinivasan has already explained about it. When the banks were nationalized way back in 1969, there were confusions among the many urban-based banks how to do agricultural lending and private sector lending. Mr. Pai Palandikar was the member of Planning Commission. He told these bankers one simple thing: you go to Manipal, head office of Syndicate Bank, and study how the agriculture finance these people are doing. You copy that simply. And that is how the Syndicate Bank financing to agriculture and also priority sector became a model to all other banks which are urban-based banks. And it followed Syndicate Bank, whatever they did. Even RBI used to take clue from Syndicate Bank how to fix the priority sector lending targets. And another great thing was the Syndicate Bank was the only big public sector bank having its head office in a rural place called Manipal, and it had international branch including London. And am I audible? To the speakers, this was made by Sri Ramanayak ji. The gathering here, sir. I thank Mr. Ramanayak ji, sir. Then we had Srinivas Alse ji narrating his experience in the bank right from his inception way back in Gokarna. And let me also tell one thing: the guru of him was also guru of me at Davanagere, Mr. P.P. Hande. He was my guru at Davanagere. And at that time, it was emergency also. And I learned a lot of things. Even head office IRD used to consult P.P. Hande whenever they used to draft any charge sheets. So that was the kind of person we had. He is no more. But like for Alseji, he was the guru. For me also, he was the guru. I thank Mr. Alseji for having explained this and also narrated the incidents with Mr. Hande. I thank Mr. Stephen Vasji for his experience in Syndicate Bank, and also very interestingly about a lady coming to the bank asking the branch manager that I want to deposit money and how it was sorted out. And he narrated very beautifully the incidents, and that shows how the Syndicate Bank was very good in customer service. ನಗುಮುಖದ ಮಿಗಿಲಾದ ಸೇವೆಗೆ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್. I thank Mr. Stevenji for having narrated this experience. And Mr. Gudisagarji is anyway our guru, and he is the first engineer in the bank which started industrial finance. So he also narrated his experience right from his recruitment in the bank till the merger. On behalf of SBSRO, I profusely thank Mr. Gudisagarji for having addressed us. Madam Shaila ji also narrated her experience in Syndicate Bank as a banker and how Syndicate Bank was helpful to many of the female staff in the recruitment of them to the bank. And they have done wonderful job in banking industry, and they have brought this bank shoulder to shoulder with all other male staff. I thank Shaila ji for her address. Srinivasan ji narrated his experience with regard to agricultural finance, and I think they were the people who Mr. T.A. Pai and Beli Raya, K. Mudupa, they all groomed our Srinivasan ji, and he has a varied experience as an agriculture field officer, and also he was also chairman of a regional rural bank, and now also he is actively engaged in agriculture finance people, and he has got his own association which he has already narrated. Sir, on behalf of SBSRO, I thank you for your address, sir. Mr. J. Shane narrated, I think on the spot he narrated some of his experiences in the bank, and he also mentioned one basic thing, that Dr. T.M.A. Pai's contribution to this great bank. I fully agree with you, sir. He was the person, in fact, he was the person who, the innovation of Pygmy was done by Dr. T.M.A. Pai alone. And there is a reason why he did. I will not go for the story of that. There is a story. So I don't, in vote of thanks, I cannot tell the story how T.M.A. Pai started the Pygmy account in the bank. And it was, Syndicate Bank was called Yardane Pai Bank at that time. I thank you for having addressed the gathering, sir. Mr. Satish Kamath also narrated, because he was one person who was with Syndicate Bank till last, and I think he was the last general manager to exit from Syndicate Bank. And he narrated his experience, 40 years of experience, very beautifully. On behalf of SBSRO, I thank Mr. Satish Kamath for having addressed us. We have our magician, the first and only one industrial magician, Mr. Shankar Bhattji, and we will have his magic show after this event. So in advance, I thank Mr. Shankar Bhattji for his speech, and also you will be doing the magic, sir. I also thank Mr. Tejasvi, Junior Shankar, who has come to help him. Our thanks are also due to our friend, Mr. Ullas Kamath, who will be rendering his music service after this event. And also, Madam Vasanta is also here to assist him. Vasanti ji, right? Last but not least, our President, Mr. Hemant Pai ji, Mr. General Secretary, Mr. Shankar Bhattji, Chairman of the Reception Committee, Mr. Muhammad Ali ji, who is not here, and also K.K. Baliga, and all the delegates and participants of this centenary celebration. After this celebration, anyway, we have one more sitting of general body meeting of the members, and we will continue that. So with this, I conclude my thanks to all the people who have assembled here, and also, sir. ಹಾಲಿಯವರದ್ದ ಹಾಲಿಯವರ ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಫುಲ್ ಓದಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಂಗೆ ಕೊಡಿ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ Mohammed Bali, our founder,
president. He has sent a message. He is also incidentally the chairman of reception committee along with Mr. K.K. Baliga. He has sent a message to us today morning, and I will just read out the message. ಶಶಿಕಾಂತ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಹಾಂ ಅದು ಉಂಟಾ ಅದು ಕೊಡಿ ನನಗೆ. ಇದು ಇವರದ್ದೇನು ಮೊಹಮ್ಮದ್ ಅಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಮಧ್ಯ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಆಫ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತದೆ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಬಿಡಿ, ಈಗ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಬೇಡ, ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಓದ್ತೀರಾ ನೀವು? ನಾವು ಓದಬೇಕಾ? ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನೋಡೋಣ. ನಾನೇನಾರು ತಪ್ಪಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಓದಿ. Y.S. Muhammad Ali, Founder, General Secretary, Syndicate Bank Staff Association, 20th January 2026. To Sri Hemant D. Pai, President, SBRSO, Sri K. Shankar Bhatt, General Secretary, SBRSO, Sri Krishnananda Baliga, Chairman, Reception Committee, Sri Raghuveer Shanai, Moderator, SBRSO. Dear friends, Namaste. You have indeed a new chapter in the history of our beloved Syndicate Bank. I have been following up your daily activities, mutual consultation to coordinate and complete the task ahead of you. Tireless job executed by all of you during the past 1 month is the result of success of today's function. You have reunited Syndicate family under the banner of SBRSO. You have indeed proved Syndicate Bank is ever alive in the hearts of all Syndians. Today, 20th January 2026, is the day when the invisible Syndicate Bank is illuminated with bright Jyoti to see the image and activities of the century through his sacred bright Jyoti. Syndicate Bank, a household name in Udupi district, its 95 years of live legacy and 5 years of invisible presence, the unforgettable achievements in socio-economic area deep rooted in the memories of every employees and every member of family living in Udupi district and beyond cannot be uprooted by any strength of imagination. Wisdom and timeless inspiration, focusing on amazing milestone with grace and greatness, highlighting the achievements lived in every one of us to celebrate this momentous event. I do appreciate magnanimous, spontaneous financial support from members of SBRSO for the success of the event. I also welcome many retirees who enrolled as members of SBRSO during the past 1 month and congratulate those who introduced, canvassed them. Before I conclude, thank you all for the unstinted support extended to me and the founder of the Syndicate Bank Staff Association SBSA, started in the year 1964, which is the mother of SBOBO and SBRSO. Purpose of formation of SBSA was to free employees of Syndicate Bank from the shackles of communists and to make them believe that employees' future is dependent on the growth of the institution and the employee having a constitutional guaranteed right to demand reasonable share in the growth and development of the institution. I will repeat this very important message. The purpose of formation of SBSA was to free the employees of Syndicate Bank from the shackles of the communists and make them believe that employees' future is dependent on the growth of the institution and that the employees have constitutional guaranteed right to demand reasonable share in the growth of the development of the institution. This is a very great message, and this is what the ethos of our organization also, sir. I appreciate it was difficult, but SBSA survived and succeeded to great extent in this task. I appreciate your courage and services even at this old age to forge ahead and the same principles. Thank you once again for all patient hearing. Bharat Mata ki Jai. Jai Hind. Y.S. Muhammad Ali. Shashikant.
Thank you. As I told you already, Mr. Shashikant is our member of our organization and also is a big donor. He is having his own business by name Sri Durga Shelters. You can see his advertisement also here. So he has also sent a message today. Dear friends, I sincerely appreciate the dedicated efforts in organizing today's event. Your initiative in assembling all the retirees for this convention is very commendable. I was eagerly looking forward to attend general body meeting ever since my good friend Mr. Raghuveer Shanai informed me about it. I was keen to meet you all, exchange pleasantries, and fondly recall the moments we have shared together. Unfortunately, I am unable to be present today as the presence is urgently required at my native place for puja. Though I am not here today, my best wishes and prayers are always with you for the grand success of the event. Gunmi Shashikant, Managing Director of Sri Durga Shelters. I think with this, I conclude my vote of thanks. Once again, SBRSO Jindabad. Once again, Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Thank you.
Thank you, Shastriji, for your wonderful vote of thanks. Now, we will proceed for floral tribute to our founders. First, with the guest, chief guest and guest will first honor with the floral tribute to the founders. Then from the other members will follow. And then we will break for lunch. In the meantime, when we are taking lunch, Mr. Vilas Prabhu, he will entertain with the songs, old Hindi songs and all. And also our Professor Shankar, he will entertain us with his magic, assisted by his junior Shankar. And once we get down from the stage, this one stage will be made free for Professor Shankar for his magic show. Yeah, thank you, one and all. And we will 3 cheers to Syndicate Bank. Hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. Bharat Mata ki, Bharat Mata ki, Bharat Mata ki Jai. Vande, Vande, Vande. Thank you. And during food, taking the lunch, chief guest will be, they will be taking lunch first. So all other members first allow the guest and chief guest to take lunch first, then we will follow. Thank you.
ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿ
ಒಂದೇ ಕಡ್ಡಿ ಇದೆ ಒಂದೇ ಕಡ್ಡಿ ಇದೆ ಯಾವ್ದು ಹಾಕ್ತೀರಾ
ಆಕಾಶವೇ ಬೀಳಲಿ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನೆಂದು ನಿನ್ನವನು, ಭೂಮಿಯು ಬಾಯ್ ಬಿಡಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನಿನ್ನ ಕೈ ಬಿಡೆನು. ನೀನಿರುವುದೆ ನನಗಾಗಿ, ಈ ಜೀವ ನಿನಗಾಗಿ. ಆಕಾಶವೇ ಬೀಳಲಿ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನೆಂದು ನಿನ್ನವನು. ಹೆದರಿಕೆಯ ನೋಟವೇಕೆ, ಒಡನಾಡಿ ನಾನಿರುವೆ. ಹೊಸ ಬಾಳಿನ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜೊತೆಗೂಡಿ ನಾ ಬರುವೆ. ಕಲ್ಲಿರಲಿ ಮುಳ್ಳೇ ಇರಲಿ ನಾನ್ ಮೊದಲು ಮುನ್ನಡುವೆ. ನೀ ನಡೆಯ ಇಡುಗಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಲವಿನ ಹೂ ಹಾಸುವೆ. ಈ ಮಾತಿಗೆ ಮನವೇ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ, ಈ ಭಾಷೆಗೆ ದೇವರೇ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ. ಇನ್ನಾದರೂ ನನ್ನ ನಂಬಿ ನಗೆಯ ಚೆಲುವೆ. ಆಕಾಶವೇ ಬೀಳಲಿ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನೆಂದು ನಿನ್ನವನು, ಭೂಮಿಯು ಬಾಯ್ ಬಿಡಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನಿನ್ನ ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲು. ಹಸೆಮಣೆಯು ನಮಗೆ ಇಂದು ನಾವು ನಿಂತ ತಾಳವು. ತೂಗಾಡುವ ಹಸಿರೆಲೆಯೇ ಶುಭ ಕೋರುವ ತೋರಣವು. ಅಕ್ಕಿಗಳ ಚಿಲಿಪಿಲಿಗಾನ ಮಂಗಳಕರನಾದವು. ಈ ನದಿಯ ಕಲರವವೇ ಮಂತ್ರಗಳ ಘೋಷವು. ಸಪ್ತಪದಿ ನಡೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ಸಂಜರಂಗ ಆರತಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ಇಂದೀಗ ಎರಡು ಜೀವ ಬರೆತು ಸ್ವರ್ಗವಾಯ್ತು. ಆಕಾಶವ ಬೀಳಲಿ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನೆಂದು ನಿನ್ನವನು, ಭೂಮಿಯು ಬಾಯ್ ಬಿಡಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನಿನ್ನ ಕೈ ಬಿಡಲು. ನೀನಿರುವುದು ನನಗಾಗಿ, ಈ ಜೀವ ನಿನಗಾಗಿ. ಆಹಾ 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 ಆಹಾ
Here's something that nobody talks about.
Thank you.
When you buy a home, you often buy for 3 generations.
ಹರಿ ಓಂ. till Ullas Prabhuji prepares for his next song. I am a compulsive singer, so I will also be singing a song. When Ullas sang about the Milan, it was a Milan song. I am singing a separation song. Kindly bear with me. The quality may not be as professional as that of Ullas Prabhuji. Kindly bear with me. जो प्यार तूने, this is about Syndicate Bank and me. जो प्यार तूने मुझको दिया था वही प्यार मैं लौटा रहा हूँ. जो प्यार तूने मुझको दिया था वही प्यार तेरा मैं लौटा रहा हूँ. अब कोई तुझको शिकवा न होगा, तेरी जिंदगी से चला जा रहा हूँ, तेरी जिंदगी से चला जा रहा हूँ. जो प्यार तूने मुझको दिया था वही प्यार तेरा मैं लौटा रहा हूँ. हमको खबर न होने न दी, किस मोड़ पर लाके दिल तूने तोड़ा. हमको खबर भी होने नहीं दी, किस मोड़ पर लाके दिल तूने तोड़ा. अपना बनाना रहा और तूने औरों को हो जाए ना आईना, औरों को हो जाए ना आईना. तेरी जफा का चर्चा ही कैसे, अपनी वफा में शर्मा रहा हूँ. जो प्यार तूने मुझको दिया था वही प्यार तेरा मैं लौटा रहा हूँ, वही प्यार तेरा मैं लौटा रहा हूँ, वही प्यार तेरा मैं लौटा रहा हूँ.
Lovely, lovely. Raghuveer, lovely. Hindi song. जिंदगी कैसे है पहेली हाय, कभी तो हंसाए कभी ये रुलाए. जिंदगी कैसे है पहेली हाय, कभी तो हंसाए कभी ये रुलाए. कभी देखो मन नहीं जागे, पीछे पीछे सपनों के भागे. कभी देखो मन नहीं जागे, पीछे पीछे सपनों के भागे. एक दिन सपनों का राही चला जाए सपनों से आगे. कहा जिंदगी कैसे है पहेली हाय, कभी तो हंसाए कभी ये रुलाए.
जिन्होंने सजाए यहाँ मेले, सुख दुख संग संग झेले, जिन्होंने सजाए यहाँ मेले, सुख दुख संग संग झेले, वो ही सुनकर खामोशी यूं चला जाए अकेले का जिंदगी कैसे है पहेली हाय, कभी तो हंसाए कभी ये रुलाए। थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
ये है दुनिया का सबसे चिपकू और मजबूत वाटरप्रूफ ग्लू, जो कि किसी भी तरह के लीकेज को अपनी मजबूत चिपकने की शक्ति।
Incidentally, after my retirement in 2012, I was brought into the institution of valuers by our colleague, Mr. Chandrasekhar.
Hello.
There is a vacancy in the institution of valuers Bangalore branch. So Mr. Chandrasekhar took me as the vice chairman of Bangalore branch. And there I met a lot of engineers and other people who were also having these karaoke groups every weekend, every 15 days. And that karaoke group took me into singing. Now I have been singing for different groups, and Vasanti is another co-singer for me in the female side. So I now introduce Vasanti to you, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Female, Lata Mangeshkar. Song from Vasanti, which Lata has sung.
ये समा है ये प्यार का, किसी के इंतजार का, दिल ना चुरा ले कहीं मेरा, मौसम बहार का। ये समा है ये प्यार का, किसी के इंतजार का, दिल ना चुरा ले कहीं मेरा, मौसम बहार का। बसने लगे आँखों में कुछ ऐसे सपने, बसने लगे आँखों में कुछ ऐसे सपने, कोई बुलाए जैसे नैनों से अपने, नैनों से अपने। ये समा है दीदार का, किसी के इंतजार का, दिल ना चुरा ले कहीं मेरा, मौसम बहार का। मिलके ख्यालों में ही अपने बलम से, मौसम से ये समा है खुमार का, किसी के इंतजार का, दिल ना चुरा ले कहीं मेरा मौसम बहार का। मैं तो हूँ सपनों की राजा की रानी, मैं तो हूँ सपनों की राजा की रानी, सच हो न जाए ये झूठी कहानी, झूठी कहानी, ये समा
है
इकरार का,
किसी के इंतजार का, दिल ना चुरा ले कहीं मेरा मौसम बहार का। ये समा है ये प्यार का।
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bluetooth ಹೆಸರೇನಪ್ಪ? BT 9. ಓ ಹಂಗ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಇದಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಆಯ್ತು, ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು. ಜನಕ ಹಾಡೋಣ.
ಇದು ಬ್ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
रवि जी, क्या आप कहना चाहते हैं कि घर पर बनाई गई केवल 5 सेकंड की दालचीनी की विधि जोड़ों के दर्द
जाने कहाँ मेरा जिगर गया जी, अभी अभी यहीं तक किधर गया जी,
किसी की अदाओं पे मर गया जी, बड़ी बड़ी अखियों से डर गया जी।
अरे जाने कहाँ मेरा जिगर गया जी, अभी अभी यहीं तक किधर गया जी,
किसी की अदाओं पे मर गया जी, बड़ी बड़ी अखियों से डर गया जी।
कहीं मारे छुआ तो नहीं हो तो हो गया, कहीं मारे डर के छुआ तो नहीं हो गया, कौन कौन देखा न जाने कहाँ खो गया, कौन कौन देखा न जाने कहाँ खो गया,
यहाँ उसे लाए काहे को बिना कावरे, जल्दी जल्दी ढूंढो के होने लगी शावरे, यहाँ उसे लाए काहे को बिना कावरे, जल्दी जल्दी ढूंढो के होने लगी शावरे।
जाने कहाँ मेरा जिगर गया जी, अभी अभी यहीं तक किधर गया जी,
किसी की अदाओं पे मर गया जी, बड़ी बड़ी अखियों से डर गया जी।
नजर दूर, कोई उल्फत की नजर तरफ फेर दे, ले दो चाराने जिगर मेरा फेर दे, ले दो चाराने जिगर मेरा फेर दे।
ऐसे नहीं चोरी खुलेगी तकरार से, चलो चलो थाने बताए जमादार से। ऐसे नहीं चोरी खुलेगी तकरार से, चलो चलो थाने बताए जमादार से।
जाने कहाँ मेरा जिगर गया जी, अभी अभी यहीं तक इधर गया जी।
किसी की अदाओं पे मर गया जी, बड़ी बड़ी अखियों से डर गया जी।
सच्ची सच्ची कह दो दिखाओ नहीं चाल रे, सच्ची सच्ची कह दो दिखाओ नहीं चाल रे। तूने तो नहीं है चुराया मेरा माल रे, तूने तो नहीं है चुरा ला मेरा माल रे।
बातें हैं नजर की, नजर से समझाऊंगी, पहले पढ़ो पैया तो फिर बतलाऊंगी। बातें हैं नजर की, नजर से समझाऊंगी, पहले पढ़ो पैया तो फिर बतलाऊंगी।
जाने कहाँ मेरा जिगर गया जी, अभी अभी यहीं तक इधर गया जी। किसी की अदाओं पे मर गया जी,
बड़ी बड़ी अखियों से डर गया जी। अरे जाने कहाँ मेरा जिगर गया जी,
अभी अभी यहीं तक इधर गया जी।
किसी की अदाओं पे मर गया जी, बड़ी बड़ी अखियों से डर गया जी।
थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू।
Disconnected.
ಡಿಸ್ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೆ ಅವರು.
Paired.
ಹಲೋ. Great pleasure being here amongst all of you. I think, please, sir is waiting for the magic show. Definitely, maybe later.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Just 5 minutes. दूरियां नजदीकियां बन गए अजब इत्तेफाक है दूरियां नजदीकियां बन गए अजब इत्तेफाक है
कह डाली कितनी बातें अनकही अजब इत्तेफाक है कह डाली कितनी बातें अनकही अजब इत्तेफाक है
दूरियां नजदीकियां बन गए अजब इत्तेफाक है से मिले दो निगाहें मिलती हैं जैसे दो राहें जागी ये उल्फत पुरानी गाने लगी है फिजाएं ऐसे मिली दो निगाहें मिलती है जैसे दो राहें जागी ये उल्फत पुरानी गाने लगी है फिजाएं प्यार की शहनाइयां बज गए अजब इत्तेफाक है दूरियां नजदीकियां बन गए अजब इत्तेफाक है
कह डाली कितनी बातें अनकही अजब इत्तेफाक है एक डगर पे मिले हैं हम तुम दो हम साए ऐसा लगा तुमसे मिलकर दिन बचपन के आए एक डगर पे मिले हैं हम तुम दो हम साए ऐसा लगा तुमसे मिलकर दिन बचपन के आए वादियाँ उम्मीद की सज गई अजब इत्तेफाक है
दूरियां नजदीकियां बन गए अजब इत्तेफाक है
कह डाली कितनी बातें अनकही अजब इत्तेफाक है
मिले कभी अजनबी थे अब तो मेरी जिंदगी हो, सपनों में देखा था जिसको, साथी पुरानी तुम ही हो। पहले कभी अजनबी थे, अब तो मेरी जिंदगी हो, सपनों में देखा था जिसको, साथी पुरानी तुम ही हो। पास्तियां अरमान की बस गए, अजब इत्तेफाक है, दूरियां नजदीकियां बन गए, अजब इत्तेफाक है।
कह डाली कितनी बातें अनकही, अजब इत्तेफाक है, दूरियां
नजदीकियां बन गए, अजब इत्तेफाक है। Thank you very much. Thank you.
Stage is on.
It's a wonderful songs by Ullas Prabhuji and Vasanti. Took us to the earliest era. It's a beautiful song by, he has entertained us with his beautiful voice and songs. Thank you.
Check. Sound.
So now, wait for the magic show. Now magic show will commence. Those who have finished the lunch, please come and take your seats. So, Professor Shankar and Junior Shankar will entertain with their magic. Hold your breath and watch. And those who wants to avail this facility of this farmhouse, please contact Mr. Raghuveer Shene or me. We have cards. We can give you the details. If anybody wants to come to the resort and enjoy, you can take the cards. There are details are available with me and Mr. Raghuveer Shene. Thank you. And after this magic show, our general body will commence. So those who are not taken lunch, please go and have the lunch and watch the magic show. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and my Indian family. Should I speak in Kannada or English? What is your choice? Kannada. Okay, I hope you all will understand Kannada. I don't speak much. ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಶೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡುವ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಶೋ ಅಲ್ಲ. ನಾನಿವತ್ತು ಏನು ತೋರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೇನೆಂದರೆ 50 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು, ಅದೇ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ಸೇ ಇರೋದು ಕೂಡ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯೇಷನ್ ಆದ ನಂತರ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಸೇರಿದ್ದು. ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಕನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿ KKP ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅವರು ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಪಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ಕ್ಲಾರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನು ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ದು 74ರಲ್ಲಿ. 76ರಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಮೆಜಿಷಿಯನ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಪೋಸ್ಟನ್ನು KKP ಅವರು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಆಗಿ ಪ್ರಮೋಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಮೆಜಿಷಿಯನ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಾನು ತಿಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನದು ಒಂದು ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ. ನಾನೇನು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಅಹಂಭಾವದಿಂದ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ತಿಳಿದ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೆ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಜನರಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಹಲವಾರು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ದು ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್, ಫೈನಾನ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಸ್ಕೀಮಿಗೂ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಐಟಮನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಜನರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಿ ಅದರ ಮೂಲಕ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗಿನ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಈ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಅಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಆಗ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಟಿ ವಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಹಳ್ಳಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ರ್ಯಾಂಚ್ಗಳು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ವೀಕ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಆ ಒಂದು ವಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಸ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪಾಸ್ಬುಕ್ ಕೊಡುವಾಗ ನಾನು ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ನಾನು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಟೋಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಜನರು ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಅವರು ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಭಾವುಕರಾಗಿ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ವಿಶ್ವಾಸವನ್ನು ವ್ಯಕ್ತಪಡಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಬ್ರಾಂಚಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಹೊಸ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಇದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು SP ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ. SP ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಆವಾಗ ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ ಬೇಕಿರೋದು SP ಅಕೌಂಟಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? 5 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಕೇವಲ 5 ರೂಪಾಯಿಂದ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ SP ಅಕೌಂಟನ್ನು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಈ 5 ರೂಪಾಯಿಯನ್ನು SP ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಯೋಚನೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಾನೀಗ ಈ 5 ರೂಪಾಯಿಯನ್ನು ಆ ಟ್ರೇಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ದುಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಉಳಿದ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಣ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಯಾವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಬರುತ್ತೋ ಆ ಬಂದ ಹಣವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಬೇಡಿ. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಏನು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಹಣವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಣಗಳು ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು SB ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಕೇವಲ ₹5 ಅವತ್ತಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ. ಈ 5 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳಿಂದ ನೀವು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಖಾತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ದುಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಣ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಹಣವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಜಮಾ ಇಡ್ತಾ ಹೋದರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಹಣ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸೇವಿಂಗ್ಸಿನ ಹಣ ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟಾಗ ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟ ಹಣ ಬೆಳೀತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಮನಿ ಹೇಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಉಳಿತಾಯದ ಹಣ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೀತಾ 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 ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಗೆ ಜಮಾ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಆಗ್ತಾ. ಇದೇ ಹಣವನ್ನ ನೀವು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಟರೆ ಅದು ಹೇಗಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಿರೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅಥವಾ ಕಳ್ಳರು ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ಈ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಉಳಿತಾಯದ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡೋ ಬದಲು ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಜಮಾ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನಾವು ಕೊಡೋ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಸೇರಿ ಹೀಗೆ ಹಣ ಬೆಳೀತಾನೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ನಾನು ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾರ್ಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ದು. KKP ಅವರು ನನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಶುರುವಿಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಜಾಬ್ ಕೊಡಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ನನಗೆ. ಈ ಸೇರಿದ ನಂತರ ನನಗೆ ಅವರು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಯಲ್ ಮೆಜಿಷಿಯನ್ ಅನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೊಸ ಪೋಸ್ಟನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಅದು ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅದಿರೋದು, ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನನಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟರು ಅವರು. SB ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಹೇಗುಂಟೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನವರು ಒಂದು ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಯಾವುದೇ ಹೊಸ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಗಳು ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಬಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನು ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಜನರಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಈಗ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ಆವಾಗ ಬಂದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಇದು ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು. ಈಗ ಅದೇ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲು 50 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾನು ನೆನಪಿನಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನೇ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇದು ಹೊಸ್ತು ಅಂತ ಈಗಿಂದು ಅಂತ ತೊಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. 50 ವರ್ಷದ ಹಿಂದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನಾನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. भाइयों और बहनों, ये तो मेरा बचपन का बात है. जब मैं स्कूल में पढ़ रहा था, एक दिन मास्टर जी मुझसे पूछे थे, शंकर 6 - 3 = हाउ मच? मैं मेरा अपना उंगलियों को साथ लेके गिन के बताया टीचर को, मैडम 6 - 3 = 6. क्या बता रहे हो तो? 6 - 3 becomes 6. How it becomes 6? दिखाओ. My class teacher say, ma'am sir, madam, nanige for me give me 6 notes of any denominations. Give me 6 notes. Teacher gave me 6 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Out of the 6 rupees, I gave 3 notes to teacher. 1, 2 and 3. When she counted, she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. At that time, headmaster came to me. He asked me, what did you do in this class today? What you have done? I said, sir, I took 6 notes from the class teacher. And I told her 6 minus 3 is equal to 6. And out of the 6 notes, I gave how many? 1, 2 and 3. When the class teacher counted, sir, she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 notes. நான் வீட்டுக்கு வந்தப்போ அம்மா நான் ஸ்கூல் என்ன செய்திருந்தேன்னு கேட்டார். நான் அம்மாவுக்கு 3 நோட்டு கொடுத்தோம். 1, 2, 3. அம்மா கவுண்ட் பண்ணும்போது 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. దీన్ని చూసి నాన్నగారు వచ్చారు. మీ అందరికీ 3 నోటు ఇచ్చాను. 1, 2, 3. ఫాదర్ లెక్కంచి చూసినప్పుడు 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 ನೋಟ್ಸ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಡೇ ನಾನು ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಗರ್ಲ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಬಂದಳು. ನಾನು ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ 3 ನೋಟು ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ. 1, 2, 3. ಅವಳ ಹತ್ರ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ನೋಡು ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡು ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. 3 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನೋಡು ಅಂದೆ. ಅವಳು ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ನೋಟು ಇತ್ತು. ಇದನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಇತ್ತು, ಆವಾಗ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಆ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಹಣ ಎಷ್ಟಿಡ್ತೀರೋ ಅದು ಹಾಗೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಮಂತ್ಲಿ, ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟರ್ಲಿ, ಇಯರ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಬೇಕು ಹಾಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟು ದೊರೀತಾನೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹಣ ನೀವು ತಗೋಬೋದು. ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಅಮೌಂಟು ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಅವತ್ತು ಜನರಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ನೀವು ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟನ್ನು ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, 75 ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ನೆನಪು. ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ಕನ್ನು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿತ್ತು. 75 ಹೌದು, ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಜುಬ್ಲಿ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊಡಿತು. ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ಕು ಈಗ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ನ ಕನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೂ 50 ವರ್ಷ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು, ಆವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೆನಪಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗ ನಾನು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಡೆಲ್ಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ IPS ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಇಂದೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಇನಾಗ್ರೇಷನ್ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಯಿತು. KKP ಅವರು ನೋಡಿದರು, ಬೇರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ತುಂಬ ಖುಷಿಪಟ್ಟರು. KKP ಅವರು ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಹೀ ಈಸ್ ಆನ್ ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಇನ್ ಮೈ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ನಾನು ನಗಾಡಿದೆ. ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಕಳೆದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು, ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾರ್ಕ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನರ ಮುಂದೆ ನಾನು ಕ್ಲಾರ್ಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮನಸ್ಸು ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ. ಕೂಡಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟಿಂದ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು, ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಒಂದು ಈ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ಕು ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆದಾಗ ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ 100 ರೂಪೀಸನ್ನು ನೀವು ಕೊಡಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇದು ಕಬ್ಬಿನ ಹಾಲು ತೆಗೆಯುವ ಮೆಷಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನೋಟ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅವನು 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಕಬ್ಬಿನ ಹಾಲು ಮುಂದೆ ಕಬ್ಬಿನ ಹಾಲು ಬರೋ ಹಾಗೆ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನೋಟನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಹಿಂದಿಂದ ನೀವು ಹಾಕಿದರೆ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನೋಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂತು. ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ಕನ್ನು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನವರು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿಯನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿದಿರಿ, ಇದನ್ನು ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂದು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಪುನಃ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎನ್ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಈ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಭಾಳ ಸೇಫ್. ಇದು ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಇದು ಕಳೆದು ಹೋದರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಣ ಇದು ಮಾಯ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಣ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮಗೆ ಪುನಃ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎನ್ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆದಾಗ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಈ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ಕನ್ನು ನೀವು ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನವರು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೌದು 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 100, 50ರದ್ದು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 50, 20ರದ್ದು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 20, 10 ಬೇಕಾದ ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿದ ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಕೇಳುವ ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಿಂದ ನಿಮಗೆ ಹಣ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್. ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಆವಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ, ಹಲವಾರು ಪ್ರಥಮಗಳಿಗೆ ಫೇಮಸ್ಸು ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪಿಗ್ಮಿ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಸ್ಥಾಪಕರಿಗೆ TMA ಪೈ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇರಲಿ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬಡವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಹಳ ಕನಿಕರ ಇರ್ತಾಯಿತ್ತು. ಬಡವರು ಉಳಿತಾಯವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಮಾಡುವ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಥಿತಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಬಡವರನ್ನು ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಅವರ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಆವಾಗ ಅತಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 25 ಪೈಸೆ ನೀವು ಡೈಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಪಿಗ್ಮಿ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಆ ಸ್ಕೀಮಿನ ಹೆಸರು. ಈ ಪಿಗ್ಮಿ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಅತಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ನಾನು ಮೊದಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ 25 ಪೈಸೆಯನ್ನು ನೀವು ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಈ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನೀವು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸು, ಪಿಗ್ಮಿ ಏಜೆಂಟ್ಸು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಬಾಗಿಲಿಗೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಂಗಡಿ ಬಾಗಿಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೈಯಿಂದ 25 ಪೈಸೆ, 50 ಪೈಸೆ, 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಕೊಡ್ತೀರೋ ಹಾಗೆ 25 ಪೈಸೆ ಯಾವ ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಕೊಡ್ತೀರೋ ಆ ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಜಮಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಗೆ ಅವರೇ ಜಮಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದರ ಅವಧಿ 5 ವರ್ಷ. ಆ ಅವಧಿ ಮುಗಿದಾಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟಿಷ್ಟೇ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇಟ್ಟ ಹಣ ಬೆಳೆದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರತಿನಿತ್ಯದ 25 ಪೈಸೆಯ ಉಳಿತಾಯ ಬೆಳೆದು ಅದು ಒಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮೊತ್ತ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಮೊತ್ತ ಅದೊಂದು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮೊತ್ತ ಆಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಗ ಅದು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಇದು ಪಿಗ್ಮಿ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು, ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಯಾರು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು? ಒಬ್ಬರು ಬನ್ನಿ. ಯಾರು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು? ಬನ್ನಿ ಬನ್ನಿ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಯಾರು ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು? ಯಾರು ಬರ್ತಾರೆ? ಯಾರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಬರ್ಬೋದು. ಬನ್ನಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಅಚ್ಚಾ, ತಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು? ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಪ್ರಭು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಹಾಳೆ ಇದೆ, ಬಿಳಿ ಕಾಗದದ್ದು. ಈ ಹಾಳೆಯನ್ನು ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ ಹಾಳೆಯನ್ನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಗಟ್ಟಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಹಾಳೆಯನ್ನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹರಿದು ತುಂಡು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತಲ್ಲ? ನೋಡಿ, ಮಾಡಿ. ಹರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಾ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಬೇರೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲದ್ರೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋಣ ನೋಡಿ. ಇದೇ ಕಾಗದದಲ್ಲಿ ಯು ಅಂತ ಬರ್ದೇನೆ. ನೀವು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ SBs ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್, ನೀವು ಮತ್ತು ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಮೆಚ್ಚಿಕೊಂಡಾಗ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಹೇಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಬಂದಾಗ ಹೇಗೂ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ. ನೀವು ಬೇಸರ ಆಯಿತು ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್, ನಾನು ಬಿಡ್ತೇನೆ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್, ನನಗೆ ಬೇಡ ಇದ್ದು, ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಒಂದೇ ಕಾರಣ, U&SB ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಜೊತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟು ಸಂಪರ್ಕ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಆದರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಈಚ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ ಟು ಸೂಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೀಡ್. ನಿಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಬೇರೆ ಹೋಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿನ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಆದರೆ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆನೇ ಇರ್ತೀರಿ. ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಇದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನೊಂದು ಮಾಡಿದ ಐಟಮ್ ಒಂದು. ಹೀಗೆ ಹಲವಾರು ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಲೋನ್ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಿದೆ. ಕಾರ್ಗಿಲ್ ಯುದ್ಧದ ಟೈಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೊಂದು ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಕೃಷ್ಣಮೂರ್ತಿಯವರು ಚೇರ್ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದರು. ಅವರು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳಿದರು, ಶಂಕರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಟು ಕಾರ್ಗಿಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ 1 day ಸ್ಯಾಲ್ರಿ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಗಿವನ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ದಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಿವನ್, ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರು. ಆಗ ನಾನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಸರ್ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಮೀ, ಗಿವ್ ಮೀ 24 hours ಟೈಮ್ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಅವರು ಓಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ನಾನು ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದು ಮಗ, ನಾನು, ಮಿಸ್ಸಸ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂತು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ನಿರ್ಧಾರ ಮಾಡಿದೆವು, ಕಾರ್ಗಿಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಯುದ್ಧ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು, ನಮ್ಮ ಸೈನಿಕರು ಹೇಗೆ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನಿದರ ಜೊತೆ ಹೋರಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ಐಟಮ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆವು. ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆವು. ಆ ಐಟಮ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಇರೋದೇನೆಂದರೆ ಕಾರ್ಗಿಲ್ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ನಾವು ಈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣಮೂರ್ತಿ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಸರ್ ಈ ಥರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಗೋಲ್ಡನ್ ಜೂಬ್ಲಿ ಹಾಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಕಾರ್ಗಿಲ್ನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರೋದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ಕಿನ ಮೂಲಕ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ತೋರಿಸಿದೆವು. ಒಂದು ಭಾರತದ ಮಾತೆಯ ಚಿತ್ರ ಇರೋ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಇದನ್ನು ಪೀಸನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಇಟ್ಟು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತವನ್ನು ಹೀಗೆ ಪೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅವರ ಉದ್ದೇಶ, ಅವರು ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅದು. ಆದರೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಅವರಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ಈ ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಪೀಸನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದು ಪುನಃ ಜೋಡಿಸಿದರೆ ಅದರೊಳಗಿಂದ ಭಾರತ್ ಮಾತೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಫ್ಲ್ಯಾಗನ್ನು ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳು ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ಲು. ಹೀಗೆ ಈ ರೀತಿ ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ. ಇದನ್ನು ಭಾಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯಿತು ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಅವರು ಮರುದಿವಸ ಪುನಃ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಚೇಂಬರಿಗೆ ಕರೆದು ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು ಬ್ಯಾಂಗ್ಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಚೌಡಯ್ಯ ಮೆಮೋರಿಯಲ್ ಹಾಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಅಲ್ಲಿ AGMಗೆ ಒಂದು ಲೆಟರ್ ಕಳಿಸಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು. ಎಲ್ಲ MLCಗಳು ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡಿ, ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ನೋಡಬೇಕೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳಿದರು ಕೃಷ್ಣಮೂರ್ತಿಯವರು. ಆಗ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಸರ್ ಚೌಡಯ್ಯ ಹಾಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಯಾವ MLA ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೇನು ಧೈರ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದೆ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಆಯಿತು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್, ಡೂ ದೇ ಪರ್ಮಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದರು ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ. ಸರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ಲುಕ್ಔಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಓಕೆ ಗೋ ಹೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ನಾನು ಮನೆಗೆ ಬಂದೆ. ಮಣಿಪಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ VS ಆಚಾರ್ಯರ ಮಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕಿರಣ್ ಅವರು ನೋಡಿದರು. ಅವರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಪ್ಪನಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಂತೆ, ಈ ಥರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮಿನ ನಂತರ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆವು ಅಂದರೆ ಡಬ್ಬ ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆವು. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅವರವರ ಕಿಸೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಹಾಕ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೆವು. ಆ ಹಣವನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಒಟ್ಟು ಮಾಡಿ ಕಾರ್ಗಿಲ್ ನಿಧಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆವು. ಇದು VS ಆಚಾರ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದರು, ನಾನು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ವೆಟ್ ಹಾಲಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ವೆಟ್ ಹಾಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವತ್ತು ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ MS ಸುಬ್ಬಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿಯವರ ಸಂಗೀತ ಆಗಿತ್ತಂತೆ. ಬೇರೆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಗಳು ಇಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದೂ ಆಗಲಿಲ್ಲಂತೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ವೆಟ್ ಹಾಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸಕ್ಕ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಚಿಕ್ಕದು. ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ MLCಗಳು, MLAಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಉಳಿದವರೆಲ್ಲ ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮೀಟಿಂಗನ್ನು, ಸಭಾ ಕಲಾಪವನ್ನು ಅರ್ಧ ಗಂಟೆ ಮುಂಚಿತವಾಗಿ ಬರ್ಖಾಸ್ತುಗೊಳಿಸಿ ದಾಖಲೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೆಳಗೆ ಬಂದರು. ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ನೋಡಿದರು. ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ರಮೇಶ್ ಅವರು ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದ ಆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು. ಆ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಕಳೆದಾಗ ನಾವು ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮಾಮೂಲಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಹೋದೆವು. ಕೆಲವು ₹1,000 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕು ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಬ್ಯಾನರ್ ಹಾಕ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು, ಸಿಂಡಿಕೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಯು ಟು ಕಾರ್ಗಿಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಐಟಮ್ಸನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ನಿಮಗೆ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಹೆಚ್ಚೇನು ತೋರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಜನರಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಜನರಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಈಗ ಇತ್ತೀಚೆಗೆ ಮಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ತಾನೇ ಲಂಡನ್ನಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಬಂದ. ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಗಮನಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ತರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. 20 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್, ಡ್ರಗ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಮೋಕಿಂಗು ಇಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟ್ಸ್ಗಳ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ. ಮದ್ಯವ್ಯಸನಿಗಳ ಮನಪರಿವರ್ತನಾ ಜಾದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಒಂದು 15 ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಜಾದು ಐಟಮ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಈ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನು ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 2 ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು ಉಜಿರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳೆದ 20 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಉಜಿರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಜಾಗೃತಿ ವೇದಿಕೆಯವರು ಅದನ್ನು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಡುವ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದು. ಇದು 20 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಂದ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ನಾಳೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಹೋದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನಾಡಿದ್ದು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನಾನು ಉಜಿರೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ. 22ಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಇದೆ, ಇದೇ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಂತ. ಇದೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟು ಈಗ ಸೇರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದವನ್ನು, ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರಲಿ, ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರಲಿ. ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮನ ಹೀಗೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಸಮಯದವರೆಗೆ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಸೊ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಸರ್ ಶಂಕರ್ ಮತ್ತು ಜೂನಿಯರ್ ಶಂಕರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಹೃದಯದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಟೈನ್ಡ್ ಅಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ವೆರಿ ಮಚ್ ಸರ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಜೂನಿಯರ್ ಶಂಕರ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಅವರ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಬಾಡಿ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್. Those who have not registered, please get registered yourself in the list, okay, and get a badge and one more some quote also will be handed over. So meeting will be here only. Delegates, members should stay here another maybe maximum 1 hour to 1.5 hours. Only after finishing the general body meeting, then only you can go. Otherwise, you have to participate in the general body meeting. Thank you. Because actually general body meeting is the main function, since there is a